This is a call to duty. A call to duty. Something you have to do, not because of love or like. You do it for humanity. There's a call for duty. This is a call for duty. A call for an authoritative unity. A call for an authoritative unity. A call for duty. This is an impromptu. An impromptu. It is said that a father or a brother or a sister that keep quiet when another sister is bleeding is responsible. It is said we are not going to look at the past. We shall be looking forward. A brother or a sister or a parent or any family member that keeps quiet when another one bleeds is part of the problem. It's part of the problem. It's part of the problem. You know you have a good friend when somebody suddenly give you a slap on the face and you are like, what's up? You slap me on the face and you see in his hand is blood and a mosquito. When he show you the hand and you see blood and mosquito, you don't even need to ask him to explain anymore. You know you have a good brother or a good friend when he can slap a mosquito on the face before even showing you that there was a mosquito on your face. When he can see a mosquito in any part of your body and slap before even showing that, oh, it was not an intentional slap, it was saving you from the mosquito, which is the enemy. This is a call to duty to all of us. This is not a call for us to show how right we are. It's not a call for us to show how perfect we are. It is not a call for us to begin to look at the past. It is a call for us to fix the things that are happening. What have happened should not happen again. This is a call for duty to all of us, not only for me. The impromptu is for all of us and not only me. If I tell you how hard where I am coming from, you will not believe, but I have to do this. I have to pass everything that I'm doing, no matter whatever worth it is. It cannot be worth more than our humanity. Whatever I'm doing today, no matter how worth it is said, what will profit a man to gain the whole world and not his own soul? It is said, what will profit a man to gain the whole world and not his own soul? What will profit us to gain independence without our salvation? What will profit us to gain an independence without a salvation of that independence? It is the reason why I am coming live today for this impromptu. For this untimely impromptu. If there is anyone that I ever locked in the prison, it is freed. If there is anyone that I have ever put in the social media prison, it is freed. I free everyone for a very good reason. I want everyone to listen to the doctrine for today. And whatever will happen next, it is a new beginning. It is a humble beginning. For us to come to the root cause of our problems, we must also come to the foundation of how we set our systems, norms, and everything. There is a question that I want to answer now before we go because everyone is misled. So many people, even some people inside the interim government, have been saying that the idea of coming with an interim government was a very bad idea in this struggle. I do not concur with that. It's a farce. The idea of the Amazonian coming with the interim government is a very good idea. It was a very good idea. It was a very good idea yesterday. It is a very good idea today, and it is the good idea tomorrow. And it shall always be the best idea for Amazonians. The problem is, what are the prerogatives on which we form our government? That is the only thing we have to talk. The foundation is the only thing we need to talk. I want to define to the people of Amazonia, there are some key things, 3 things I want to define today. I will define what is called a nation, what is called a nation state, and what is called a state. And in all of this, what do we need in order to accomplish it? Amazonia is fighting to have what is called a state. And the people of Amazonia don't know this. And I want to make it clear today. Distinction between a nation and a state. At this point, we are a nation, and no one can argue with us. We are a nation. Why are we a nation? We are a nation because we have a land. We call it a territory. We have a territory in the world, in the universe, in the world on earth. We have a particular land on earth, which is called Amber Land. And that Amber Land belongs to a particular group of people. A particular group of people. Meaning that we are a nation. But now, there is a difference between a nation and a state. And there is what is called a nation state. Why are we not yet a state? We are not yet a state because of only one thing. We have everything it takes to become a state except one. It is called sovereignty. And what do I mean by sovereignty? People may not understand. We have been saying that we are a sovereign state. But there is something that I want to say. And I will quote a lot of examples from every nation for us to relate. I want to answer the question to people who say the idea of Amazonia having an interim government is a bad idea. Some of these leaders, they are old. They don't know anything. I want to debunk that today. The idea of Amazonia coming with an interim government, with a government, is the best thing that could ever happen for the struggle. The problem is the prerogative for which that government is being formed. The foundation is what we are facing today. So it is not anything. I want to tell you, so many people think that I'm against the government. When you declare yourself as a government, you are tantamount to being criticized by your citizens. You are tantamount to being questioned by your citizens. That is why I have never questioned the Maoris. Maoris have not presented themselves to the people of Amazonia as a government. That is why I will not question AGC so much. AGC has not presented themselves to the Amazonians as a government. That's why I am not questioning Sofoncha so much. Sofoncha has not presented himself as the government of Amazonia. That's why you don't see me talking much about the Red Dragons. They are just the self-defense group. They are not the government of Amazonia. That's why you have never seen me talking anything much about maybe the Tigers. The Tigers are self-defense group of Amazonia, and that's why I have nothing to talk criticizing their movement. That's why I don't criticize the ADF. Because the ADF is Amazonians defense group, and I have nothing to talk about them. They are not the government. But any entity that presents itself as a government, you will need to have people protesting against you. Let us understand that as from today. The people need to protest against you because they believe in you. When the people talk against the government, it's because they believe the government can do something. When the people talk against their own interim government and not against the Republic government that have killed their brothers and sisters, it is because the people are not believing that the interim government is legitimate. If the interim government is not legitimate, Amazonians will never question the interim government. Get this clear as from today. This is what we all Amazonians need to know. We need to allow our people to be able to protest even against the interim government. That is showing to the people that that government now is called is legitimate. Now, I am coming to an idea of defining what a state is. For us to arrive at a state, I want to tell you, the United Nations are watching. The American government is watching. The British House of Commons is watching. The African Bar Association is watching Amazonia. I mean Amazonia as a whole, not me. They are watching everything about Amazonia. I want to tell you what you don't know. The international community is in Amazonia. All their eyes are on Amazonia. So for the United Nations to pass anything about Amazonia, this is what they want to see from us. They want to see that we have a government. Not only a government. They want to see that the government have legitimacy. Maybe you don't know international politics. I am spitting the bars of international politics today. So they want us to see us with a government, not only a government, but they want to make sure that that government is legitimate. What do I mean by legitimacy? They want to see that the people of Amazonia believe in their government. If the people of Amazonia are against the government of Amazonia, I'm telling you, the United Nations cannot listen to our plea. They cannot listen to our cry for independence. Get it today. This international politics. That is not enough. For us to have a state, we need what they call a land, and we have the land. We need the flag, which are called a national, some values. The flag, the anthem, a population, we have the population and all these things. The last but not the least, there are 5 things. But the last but not the least is called sovereignty. What is sovereignty? Sovereignty means a land that our government, our territory, Amazonia need to be recognized by other people. Today, Palestine is not a complete state. Why? Because Palestine has not been recognized by other sovereign states. Do you know that? Even though 123 states have recognized Palestine, there are still some incomplete issues. Today, I want to give Amazonians hope. Don't feel like we cannot function as a nation. One of the reasons why we cannot function as a nation is, one, we are made of cultures, a lot of cultures, a lot of ethnicities. You cannot cancel this. So a nation is like, example, North Korea, South Korea, Japan. Because they have what is called a common language and a common native. They have one culture. That's what I want to tell you. The people of the North Korea and the South Korea and Japan, these people have one culture. Like if you go to Japan, mostly, more than 90% of Japanese have just one culture. The Japanese problem. The Japanese culture. If you go to South Korea, the people of South Korea have one culture. South Korean culture. North Korea, one culture. That's it. But we are a diversified people. We can never be a nation in full. I mean like a recognized nation. That's what I mean. That's why Japan is not a state. North Korea is not a state. They are a nation, a recognized nation, because they have a common culture, a common background, a common linguistic. Japan have only one language. North Korea, South Korea, one language. They don't have like multiple languages like us. Amazonia have more than 150 cultures. So that's one thing. That's what disqualifies us to become a nation. You understand? So we can say we are a nation only on one base, that we recognize that we speak only English. So for the fact that the people of Amazonia speak one language called English, that is the only thing that can give us legitimacy as a nation. If we identify ourselves as the English-speaking people, for which we are, of course, that is the only thing that can give us as a nation because of the English background that we have. Now we have already become a nation. Are we a nation state yet? No. Are we a state yet? No. Why? Because we need other states to recognize us. What do I mean? We now need to lobby even to other government like Gambia. And you know that there are some soft government that just passed through the independence. It is easy for us to lobby, example, the Gambian government to endorse us. When you start having 1, 2, 3, then the rest will follow. Why can we not go to Gambia and lobby Gambian government to first of all recognize us? Once the Gambian government recognizes us as a state, I am telling you, as a state, it is going to be maybe a host nation, because if Gambia accepts us as a state, then we can take our government and host it in Gambia and no one can go. Why? Because Gambia is a state. Gambia is a recognized sovereign state, not only a state, but a sovereign state. Which means that even United Nations cannot impose to Gambia anymore. When you are already a sovereign state, there is no, you are like an anarchy. In the international politics, so sadly but true, a sovereign state is like an anarchy. Why? The definition is, no one is above an anarchy. When you are an anarchy, you are the supreme. You have the powers, and no one, not even United Nations, can come over you. That is why United Nations cannot come over La République du Cameroon. Maybe you don't know. Because La République du Cameroon is a sovereign state. And it is an anarchy. La République du Cameroon government can decide to act as a dictator, as a tyrant, whatever they want, they can do it. No, there is no one above them that can come and crack them down, because they have what they call territorial integrity. And for everyone to come to Cameroon, all the diplomats that you see coming to Cameroon, they must have written to Cameroon government, and Cameroon government have accepted that whatever jet or plane or fly or boat or whatever they are coming will land in Cameroon. If not, they will not even exit the airport or the seaport, wherever the heck they are coming from. If Cameroon government do not veto and sign, they will not land. Because Cameroon government is a sovereign state. Get that clear and clean and clear. It is called international politics. So my fellow Amazonians, we have work to do. We have a lot of work still yet not accomplished. I want everyone, diplomats of Amazonia, to bend down to work. We need a lot of research. We need to know where we are going to, how far we have gone, and how we can arrive. Does it mean that we cannot function with ultimatum? I mean, does it mean that we cannot function with monopoly? No, it doesn't mean like that. Today, there is a country in Africa called the country of Mugabe, Zimbabwe. It's not a sovereign state. Zimbabwe is not a sovereign state, but they operate. They are not a sovereign state, but they operate. I hope that is clear. Zimbabwe is actually not a sovereign state. There is another one called Somalia. Somalia is not a sovereign state, but they operate. So Amazonians who are emotional, don't think I am debunked that we are not up to something. We are up to something. We are already up to something. One of the most important things is this. This is what Zimbabwe did, Robert Mugabe did in some years ago. So what Robert Mugabe did is, he know that for you to have a state, you must first of all control your land. You must have a sovereignty which is entitled to a land, a piece of land. But for you to have that, you have to kick the enemy out. So if Amazonians succeed to kick La Republic out, we control our state. Whether it is legitimate, whether it is sovereign or not, whether we are recognized in the United Nations as a state, we can still become a member and not a state inside United Nations. There are two options. In United Nations, you can be a member state, or you can just be a member of the United Nations Security Council, or just a floor member. You are not a sovereign state under the United Nations, but you are just like a floor member. Let me put it that way. Like people who are into the party politics. When you can be in the politics as a mayor, a parliamentarian, a subsection, this, blah, blah, blah. But there are some people who are floor members, who are just members. They come to vote and go, that's it. That is the same like Zimbabwe. The same like Somalia. You have seen the people of Somaliland. The people of Somaliland have tried to break from Somalia in multiple times. Why the people of Somaliland have not been recognized in United Nations is because people they have failed to lobby. Somaliland are people that have fought so hard. The only thing they fail is they fail to lobby other countries to endorse them. And that is the only thing that they lack. And that is what Amazonia is facing today. The earlier we stop fighting among ourselves and get our asses back to work, the better for this revolution. I want to thank the people that went to the Congress in the United States last other week. You all saw the result. That is what each and every group in this revolution need to do. When you go, represent Amazonia. When you go, do not represent a group. Only put the name Amazonia in front. Because the international organizations are watching at us. And they want to see if we recognize ourselves as Amazonians. They want to see if we all stand together as Amazonia. And the reason why I am calling for unconditional unity. And unconditional unity is because if we are not united, no one will recognize us as a sovereignty. Because for us to be a sovereign state, we must be legitimate. We must have a government that everyone believes. Therefore, it is a duty to all Amazonians to go and form that unity platform. Go and decide on the fate of your leadership. It is time for everyone to champion what the people, there's something moving called a unity platform. It is time for everyone to go there and decide so that all of us can speak one language. We need to speak one language now than ever before. We need to speak one language now than ever before, my people. We need to speak one language. And if you are the government of Amazonia and you stand up, people will not even protest against you, then you are failing. One of the prerogatives of the government is that for the government of Amazonia to be considered as a legitimate government, it must be able to listen to the concerns of the citizen. And when the citizens have spoken, they must take decisions. In other words, for us to be able to have a government, you must be able to brief the citizens at every time. It means that at every given, let's say we are in a revolution, every 3-day maximum, the government need to brief the citizens, need to put the citizens in order, and need to advise the citizen at every time. Example, what am I talking about? Like what is happening between the agency sometimes, maybe it's the Gatef, maybe the Tigers, maybe the Red Dragons or Black Dragons. It is a duty of a government that represents these people to stop that movement. Not to stop them, but to caution them and guide them and protect them. Which means the government must not take sides. When the government takes sides, it becomes a political movement. It becomes a political movement. In days ahead, I shall shed a lot of light with this sovereignty thing. Because without us having unity, we will not arrive. Because the United Nations officials are in Amazonia. The United Nations officials are in Amazonia. Now, let us come to an extent that Cameroon was one and indivisible, as it is in United Nations. One of the reasons why United Nations can grant independence to the people is, one, we must show good proficiency. We must show some kind of torture, some kind of pains, some kind of, like, let's say example, marginalization. We already have those things. We already have it because you cannot just stand, like example, California in United States want to become a sovereign state. I mean, America have state. Those states, the states in America are sovereign. Every state in America is considered like a sovereign. They are on their own. America is an example like that. But they want to break to become a country. Sorry for this tautology. They want to become a country. But why the people of California cannot succeed is because, one, they have no exhibit of torture from American government. American government do not torture them. They are a sovereign state. They deal with their thing. They control their tax system. They control everything. They control their state borders. They form their government. They vote for their governors. So they cannot convince United Nations that they want to have a state because there's no torture from United States government to them. Do you understand? And based on the international politics, America is not supposed to be called United States. It is called multi-state. You can call America as a multi-state. America is a multi-state. It's not a united. When you study international politics, you understand these things. I don't want to go into it. Secondly, the people in Quebec in Canada. The people in Quebec in Canada want to secede from Canada. Why the people in Quebec have not succeeded is because Canadian government has nothing like torture to the people of Quebec. The people of Quebec cannot convince the international body. Why? Because there's no torture, there is no marginalization, there is no, they don't have the proofs. Otherwise, Amazonia have these proofs. Amazonia has the proofs. The people of Somaliland cannot succeed to secede from Somalia because, one, they need just what is called sovereignty. They need recognition. They don't have it. The same, the people of Palestine, they have already torture. They have everything. The only thing left for the people of Palestine is sovereignty. They need to be recognized. That's what I mean. But they have succeeded to set a government. They have a prime minister, which means they have something like a government that functions very well. So the people of Palestine, they are very much close to getting themselves freed with independence. The same thing happened to the people of Zimbabwe. They are on their own. They are not a sovereign state, but they kick the oppressors out. They kick the oppressors out of Zimbabwe and control and set their government and their military. The people of Amazonia, you need to learn from all these things and come together. The people of Gambia succeed. The reason why the people of Gambia succeed to kick the ass of Senegal out was because the people of Gambia came together and unite themselves. And they formed their government. And they formed their military. The people of Amazonia, it is very easy for us to have a military. We only have to recognize our self-defense fathers and then create the Ministry of Defense. I don't know how many times I will talk about this. The people whom you know that have self-defense and a roadmap, why can you not put them in the Ministry of Defense? Why can you not try? Why can we not do this and allow them to function and control the Ministry of Defense? Why we've gone now building the government in other areas where need be? We can do that. We can. I want everyone to share. Share this so that everyone can hear this. I will be coming to the next, I will be traveling a lot, but I am going to come every week to preach what we need to do. Only what we need to do. Only what we need to do when it comes to institutional, the systems. Because we have to look upon as a system. We have to function as a system. And we have to stop being very pessimistic or maybe super optimistic against some people in starting in a revolution. The problem that Amazonia faces today is not if Amazonians do not believe in independence. The problem we are facing is the problem of unity. Unity. Sorry for the transfusion, transmission, transaction, transfusion, transformer. Sorry for this transformer, transfusion, trans. Sorry for that. I'm not Elvis Ngolengole. I could be a very good political scientist than Elvis Ngolengole. So I think that we should understand the things that have happened. We have lost our brother. It is very painful. I don't want to talk about that because my heart is bleeding. I want to congratulate the Buimerons for what they have done in Melim, in Kumbu. It is highly coordinated. What a good job. What a good job. To the warriors on so, what a good job. You have to step it up, step it up, step it up, step it up. You have to step it up. You have to step it up. Thank you so much, the people of the Buimerons. I want to thank the Buimerons of the northern zone of the Bui County for the tremendous job that they did in Melim. Next time, La Republique must understand that we have already declared Amazonia as a no-go zone to the taxation officers. We don't want to have anyone in our route as toll gate officers. We don't want to have route safety in our route. We do not need those things. Route safety over what routes? That was constructed over which money? Over the natural resources from where? That belongs to who? That it should be owned by who? Who are supposed to be the route safety people? The Amazonians or the foreigners? That is the end to that. That is the end to that. And that's the type of thing that we want in this struggle. We do not need Goliaths that are fighting among themselves. We need to have giant Goliaths. If we must have a Goliath that fights under La Republique Goliath. Which means that if you are an activist and you are very, very, very enthusiastic and you are charismatic, use your charismatism and enthusiasm to fight against La Republique du Cameroon government. It is a government that rapes your daughters, rapes our women and our girls. It is the government of Yaoundé that brought chaos, that brought qualms, problems and tribulations among us. And we must unite ourselves to put only La Republique du Cameroon government down. And there is something that I want to say today. Quote me anyway. Quote me anyway. We are all slaves and we know this. Don't misquote me at any time when I say slaves, always fighting slaves. I am a slave too. I don't have a country. I don't have a nation as a state as now. We are stateless. We are stateless and we have to fight. I believe that hard work always pays. I believe in hard work because it pays. Hard work pays. That's why I don't believe in us waiting for somebody to come and declare our independence. We are on our own. We are on our own. As slaves, we cannot say we are not slaves. We are. That's why our people are living in bushes and forests. Something very important I want to talk about today. When you are being haunted by hunters, they are wanting to wipe you out of this universe. You know already that if they see you, they will kill you. And then you are running. Maybe you are going towards the east of Amazonia. And you meet another slave running too, who believe that he must not go through the east of Amazonia, but he is going through the south of Amazonia. And you know very well that he is a slave. And you want to talk with him. Maybe you want him to join you as brothers and sisters, that you better die together than to die as individuals. And you plead on him that please, let all of us go through the east of Amazonia. And he refused. That he wants to continue going through the south of Amazonia. Maybe, the reason why he is saying that is because he is even confused if you are his brother or not. He is confused if you are going to the east because you have been arranged. He is confused if you are going to the east because maybe there is some target there. Maybe because of esteem, because of instinct, because of whatever natural thing that is talking to him. And he insists to you that he wants to go through the south of Amazonia. Both of you are slaves. Both of you are being haunted. What is the point for you to kill your brother because he wants to go through the south, and you are going through the east, and you want to force him with you to go through your own direction? In other words, slaves cannot fight slaves. The animal that is being haunted cannot fight another animal that is being haunted. Because at the end of the day, one is going to kill another, and that will make the work of the hunter very easy. In other words, if you come at that point and you disagree, and you almost agree, then you must join hands and do what Oyuboman calls synergy. You synergize and join the power together. Maybe now you stand in one place and wait for the enemy to put the enemy down. That is what is called synergy. So a slave cannot fight a slave. A haunted animal cannot fight another haunted animal. The two animals can join hands together and then fight but the hunter. My fellow Amazonians, my fellow Amberlanders, it is time for the self-defense groups to draw the fine line in this struggle. It is time for every self-defense group of Amazonia to come with the real definition of who their enemy is. It is time for everyone, the Tigers, the Red Dragons, the agency. It is time for every Amazonian to preach the language of unity. It is time for us to stand. If you stand with the Tigers, it is good that you should praise the Tigers. Praise the Tigers. Praise the Tigers morning, evening, afternoon, breakfast, lunch, supper, dinner. Call the name of the Tigers. But to you, who is taking your time, morning, evening, afternoon, breakfast, lunch, supper, and dinner, praising the Red Dragons, you should not be an enemy to the person praising the tiger. Are we not fighting for the same Amazonia? Are we? If he does not spend his time praising the Red Dragons, you want him to praise the La Republican bees? You want him to praise the La Republican police? You want him to praise the La Republican terrorist army? I want to tell my fellow Amazonians that it is very legitimate that every Amazonian, if you must have to follow, you should stand behind any group in Amazonia and call their names from letter A to Z or A to Z, or you should call them from morning to evening, 24/7. Call them 1 year round. It is good for this struggle. Do not just mention the name of the terrorist. Do not just mention the name of the La Republic. Do not. You can call the name of the agency. If you believe in agency, it is okay. Call the name of agency in the breakfast. Call agency in their lunch, in your supper and dinner. It is okay. Do not just mention La Republic. We should have a sense of direction. We should have a sense of perception. We should have a sense of being focused. We have a sense of commitment, a sense of consistency, a sense of knowing who the enemy is. What is the problem to you, to people? When you see somebody praising his interim government, what is the problem to you? He can praise the interim government from A to Z, so long as you are not sabotaging other people while praising the interim government. The only thing you need to do, if you are an interim government praise worshipper, when you worship your interim government, do not throw your dirty water to the tigers of Amazonia. If you worship the tigers of Amazonia, it is good. Do not throw the dirty water to the Red Dragons of Amazonia. If you worship the Red Dragons of Amazonia, it is very good and kind, generous and very conspicuous, nice of you. But do not throw the dirty water to the Sodegadef of Amazonia. If you worship the Sodegadef of Amazonia, morning, evening, afternoon, it is very okay. Do not worship La Republican terrorist, but do not shit on the head of the agency. If you worship the agency, morning, afternoon, evening, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it is very alright. It is very okay. But do not shit to the face of the Morisque of Amazonia. Share this, my people. Share this. Continue sharing and inviting. Invite. It's an impromptu, but this is a unity preaching. We must all identify ourselves. The people that believe in the Red Dragons, they believe in the Red Dragon because they are believing that with the Red Dragons, Amazonia can be free. And independence can come. To the people that believe in the Tigers, they believe that with the Tigers, self-defense force, Amazonia can free and independence can come. To the AGC, the people that believe in AGC, they believe that with the powers endorsed and endowed to the AGC, they can free Amazonia and independence will come. To the people that believe in the BLC, the Black Warrior, Black Scorpion, they believe that with the powers endowed to the Black Scorpion, Amazonia can be freed. To the people that believe in ANC, they believe that in the Amazonian Security Council, that the powers that they have, they can free Amazonia and independence can come. To the people that believe in the Sonegadef, they believe that with the power of Sonegadef, they can defend Amazonia against the rapist terrorists of La Republic, and Amazonia will be freed and independence will come. The people that believe in the Amazonian Governing Council of Ayabacho Lucas, they believe that Amazonian Governing Council came to this revolution because the Amazonian leader, Chief Ayabacho Lucas, has once been sentenced to La Republic to Cameroon government. He was sentenced, exiled, and blacklisted as a wanted person. How can a wanted person again become an enemy in the struggle? Our neighbors are laughing us. Our neighbors are laughing us very bigly and fatly. Our neighbors are laughing us because we do not have common sense. Because we don't have common logistics. Because we do not have a logical sense. Yes, because we have no philosophy. Our enemies, our neighbors are laughing us bigly and fatly. To the people that believe that Dr. Akwanga must be killed, our enemies are laughing you. The same enemy that the Republic is laughing you very bigly and fatly. How you don't have a common sense? Dr. Akwanga once said in La Republican dungeons, he was thrown into prison for so many years that he would stay in prison. He break the fence of La Republican dungeons like Paul and Silas. He left Cameroon and he is tagged as of today as a wanted person for life in La Republic. You see his name in the wanted list of La Republic. You see his name in the CRTV, Cameroon Tribune, newspapers as wanted person. But yet you call him working for La Republic. Who is the problem in this struggle? Our enemies are laughing you. Our enemies are laughing us. Yes, La Republic is even laughing us for helping them to achieve. You have an activist like Mark Barretta who has done everything. His mother was interrogated. His mother slept in the dungeons of La Republic. And then there are some people that say Mark Barretta receives a check from La Republic every week. The problem in this struggle is you. Amazonia, the problem is us who are able to castigate, sabotage, blackmail, and make other people to start fighting. I will arrive at that point. I will arrive at the point when we invite people to attack us. I will arrive at that point. The problem is not Amazon, it's not La Republic. The problem at this point is not La Republic because we all believe already in independence. Unity is a problem, but ego is a problem. Egocentrism, egoism, nepotism, favoritism, tribalism, and etc., etc. Those are the egocentric and ethnocentric practices within this struggle that is not helping at all. We must desist from all those acts. The problem in this struggle are the people that says the interim government at this point trying to stand à la Republique. Listen with me again clearly. Listen again. The problem are the people that says the interim government dangling, trying to stabilize, trying to see everything that they can solve the current problem à la Republique. No. The interim government might have been penetrated by La Republique before. La Republique might have used Milan to penetrate the interim government. La Republique might have used Kakouf or whatever means to penetrate the interim government. It does not mean that the interim government government was produced by Cameroon government. We talk about penetration. We talk about infiltration. We talk about perpetrators. Don't misquote activists. Do not say activists don't know what they say. We say infiltration. The same thing has happened to our self-defense forces on the ground. La Republic has infiltrated to some of our self-defense forces on the ground. We have seen it from day one. And you have seen atrocities coming day after another. La Republic, the Cameroon government, there's something we should learn. And we must live with that as an exemplary. Do not deny every time. Don't always deny. Don't deny when they raise a problem. When you see your people raising a problem, do not act like La Republic of Cameroon government. Do not deny. Look into that problem. There is no smoke without fire. When people start saying something in the body faith, in the good faith, people are saying something. People do not just wake up from the sleep and start saying that, oh, the action of this group is bad. Oh, no. When people start saying that, sometimes people are filled with what is called instincts. Some people speak with instincts. And they will speak without, they can't explain. They cannot explain. It's an instinct. So when you start listening to everything that the people are saying, it is building a better nation. The people that at this time are calling the AGC as La Republic in this struggle are the problem. As I am telling you today, I went to the social media prison. I unleashed everyone that I have locked because I want us to understand today this. There is no one blocked. After this, I will post the screenshot of my social media prison. And you will see it saying, at this point, you have no one blocked. I discovered some people that have blocked them 5 times. 5 times. 5 different accounts for one person. This is so bad and horrible for this struggle. That a surrogate of a group can form 5 groups, 5 Facebook accounts, just to keep attacking a one person called Verla. It is very bad. It is very, very bad. And you have seen that you have formed 5 accounts to attack me as an activist. And I have not given up. And you will still go on forming those accounts. The problem is you. So as we stand today, a person, because Dr. Ayaba do not listen to people and pay so much attention. A person that keep fighting Dr. Ayaba, you are the problem. The problem is you. Because these are people in the wanted, in the first class wanted list of La Republic. And you are helping La Republic to capture Ayaba. When I see a real Amazonian say Ayaba must be killed, I laugh at you and say, oh my God, people perish because of lack of knowledge. That is why I used to wonder, how did our forefathers allow us to stay for 57 years in slavery? How our people remain 57 years in slavery? It is because at every time, when some very good people come in this struggle and try to raise up to go to Boya, they are being fought and killed. Not because of La Republic, but because of some people among us. Why will you bend down to form 5 Facebook accounts to put Colonel Verla down? Don't you not see that the time you spend in creating Facebook accounts, I create Facebook accounts, like today, yesterday I created one. Why do I create another Facebook account? It's because La Republic of Cameroon government and Facebook blocked my other secondary account indefinitely without explaining to me when they will unleash me from their prison. That is why I created a new Facebook account. And I created it to use it for activism. Not to use it against you. Not to use it against AGC. Not to use it against the interim government. People always misunderstand me as an activist. I am a citizen. I am a citizen. And I believe that Yaoundé has never given me one thing. One, I have never been able to protest against La République du Cameroon government. Two, I have never had any freedom of speech with La République du Cameroon government. Three, I have never had any freedom of expression with La République du Cameroon government. Four, I have never had any freedom of self-determination with La République du Cameroon government. Five, I have been marginalized all my life together with my family and my entire Amazonians, all our life, by La République du Cameroon government, with an entity, which portray itself an entity or a system in Amazonia, because now we only have system and entities that portrays themselves as the government of Amazonia, will you give the citizen their rights? Will you allow the citizen to question power? Will you allow the citizen to listen to them? Don't react and educate them where they lack the knowledge. Will you bring in people that have the knowledge of what unity is all about to preach and bring the people together? Will you loosen up and stop being so tight to the people that have suffered a lot? My fellow brothers and sisters, my fellow brethren, maybe you don't know, Amazonians are people that are eager to have freedom. Very, very eager. That is why they spend money. That's why they donate. That's why they empty their bank account for whatever the case, whether the case is true or not. That is why they fund our movements. Because they are so happy that very soon they shall enjoy freedom. And therefore, for us to encourage them, to motivate them, to empower them, we should allow them to speak it as their mouth demands. To speak it as their bank accounts function. We should not be ready to extend our hands to have some donations from our fellow brothers and sisters. And when the same GoFundMe raisers, the same donors raise a complaint, we block them every time. We are showing to them that we are worse than La République du Cameroon. And this does not apply only to our interim government. It applies to the agency. It applies to the Sonegadef. It applies to the Tigers. It applies to the Black Marias. It applies to the Red Dragons. It applies to every entity or every group or every faction or every surrogacy of Amazonian revolution. We should be ready to tolerate our people, to allow our people to speak, to allow our people to open their mouth. As from today, the only enemy that we have is somebody that still open his mouth and say the interim government is Yaoundé, and says agency is La République, and says the Mirons of Bui are operated by La Republicans. Those are the worst type of people you want to see in this struggle as from now henceforth. And to the Federated Self-Defense Forces, do not allow yourself to be manipulated in one way or the other by people who give you some money. Remember, you did not stand up to become a self-defense warrior because somebody gave you money. I know, because I have the ability that I can do. I can manipulate people on the ground right now at this point. You all know me. To all of you, when I have given you money, you all know the message that I attach to that. The message is always clear. Do not use the money that I have given to attack anyone that you have seen me in social media having some differences in opinion or ideology or strategy. I have said that to any group, to anyone that have received a 1 cent from me, that you should not attack anyone on the ground because they oppose me. I have said that every time. Because the people of Amazonia have suffered. The people of Amazonia have suffered. And we need to acknowledge the fact that our people have suffered. And they are emotional. They can fight against us because the freedom is being delayed. There are some people who believe that after 1 year we shall have our independence. We have always said it a slogan. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. We have always assured our people that delay is not denial. Delay is not denial. It's a motivation. We all understand that what will profit a man to gain the whole world and not his own soul, what shall profit Amazonia to get the independence but without any citizens? We must therefore come together, desist from all acts of violence against ourselves. We must all apply any force, any little force on us. We must use it against La République du Cameroon government. We must all drop our weapons against ourselves. We must all seize the fire within ourselves. We must take fire against Yaoundé. We must escalate fire only against the elephant. We should never, ever, as I told any self-defense group or warrior or any person that come to me for anything, one of the greatest advice I know is great, I have said to all the self-defense forces or any warrior that speak to me is, never in your life use a barrel of your gun. Never. I said a barrel, not even a gun, not even a bullet. Never ever think. I said even at the level of thinking. Never ever have it in your mind that you can turn a barrel of your gun against your own brother, against your own sister, because they disagree with you. You cannot do that. I have said it. I continue to say it. If we really want to arrive at Buea, the international community is watching us. They are within us. It is good that we perform high level of proficiency and professionalism as we are moving on our way to Buea. My fellow brothers and sisters, today, you will see so many people celebrating because I have freed them from my social media jail. So many of them, I put them there and said, because we have so many fighting against opinions, ideology. Some of them don't understand the idea behind my activism. That if the interim government is the government of Amazonia, as an activist, I cannot just be saying honk, 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 honk to everything that the interim government say. As an activist, I uphold the right and the moral ethics to squeeze the testes of my interim government. When I squeeze the testes and they act, the revolution benefit. So too is you. I want every surrogate of the interim government to understand that without people that oppose the interim government, you will not celebrate what you are celebrating today. And the interim government would not have acted, not because they don't want to act, but because no one is there trying to empower them to do it. In other words, the activities of the activists of this struggle go out to empower the interim government to take actions. Those actions that you celebrate. If everyone believes hong, 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 hong to the interim government, like surrogate do at times, we will never achieve anything. Therefore, my fellow brothers and sisters, as the struggle demands, the struggle is the Jesus Christ. As the struggle demands that we should put our sword inside our scabbard and only remove our sword to fight La Republic, the problem we have at this time are people who are still fighting Ayaba. People who fight the interim government without a strategy, without a tactics. We do what is called targeted activism. What is targeted activism? For me to get the interim government to go on the grounds, I must tell them in many ways. And if the interim government is not going on the ground, I will agitate a movement that will stir people to rise against. That is called a form of protest. It is a protest. And when you protest against a government that is right, they will take action. I want to tell you people, fellow Amazonians, without the protest that you have all get against your interim government will never have formed a new government that they have today. Whether the new government that they have today is right or wrong, it is telling you that they did it because you demanded it. They are showing some high level of proficiency. They are showing, even though our government is still a baby government, as I can call it, even though our groups are still baby fighters, as I can call it, but when you call them and they take actions, it means they are actually listening to you. And therefore, every Amazonian, you need to do that if you need your government to act. You cannot babysit a government if you really want change. For every developing nation like America, people must go to the White House every week to protest. For a developing nation like UK, people must always go out on the street and protest the Brexit that you all saw it. Amazonia, oh yeah. Amazonia, oh yeah. Amazonians must always stand up and tell their government that they believe, whatever government they believe, that it is not yet enough. When you see someone saying the interim government must dissolve, it is a form of protest. It is a hardcore protest. And that is why you have the recent action that the interim government take, and you are all celebrating. I put myself down that day and I cried, and tears were coming out from my eyes. I sat almost like 20 minutes. 20 minutes I was sitting down and tears were coming down from my tears were running down my eyes. And why were tears running down from my eyes? I look at everyone celebrating that the interim government has come with some nomination. They have fired Milton, they have fired Milan, they have done this, they have removed the county head and leader. I saw everyone happy, and I was inside crying. Why did I have to cry? I said, look at this, are a population of people that almost turned against activism. They turned against activism not because they know, they did not know. The same activism has brought change, and they are happy now. At the same time, I was praying that God should show my people some form of wisdom that is being needed in this struggle. Wisdom is not when you can stand and praise a group from A to Z. Wisdom is not when you can stand and block reformers from speaking to any regime, to any form, to any group, to any surrogate, to any faction. Wisdom is not when you allow yourself to no way, to any way that cannot lead us out of this revolution. It is not wisdom. Wisdom is when you can say something and people believe that is a mistake, and that instead bring a change. That is the type of wisdom we need. I was crying last week. I was crying. I cried because I have every reason to cry. It's not the first time I cried in this revolution. So many times, every night, I always... You know, a lonely person is an emotional person. That's why every time it's about the struggle. A lonely person is an emotional person, by the way. So at one point, when... Let me come back so we can understand why we need to unite. Because we must always go back to the foundation, my people. You cannot forget the foundation. If we forget the foundation of our revolution, we are building a faulty foundation like the Republic built with Amazonian, and today it has backfired. We will always have to make sure that our foundation have no crack. That's why I'm talking today the way I'm talking today. Before, I remember when Amazonia came with an idea of forming an interim government. One of the reasons I was against Kakub was that we should not form a governing council with a prime minister. I did that because of my little knowledge in political science. But I don't expect every Amazonian to be a political scientist. That's one thing too. I don't expect every Amazonian to be a political scientist. That is one thing too. Let me repeat myself. I know that everyone don't know. That's why I was against the creation of the interim prime minister. I wanted Amazonia. I know, not me. Some people too believe in that. When we have our interim government, we shall make sure with La République du Cameroun that have also a government with a president and not a prime minister. Now, we are dealing with two societies. One society is called La République du Cameroun. One society is called Amazonia. And one of the societies that have been marginalized is Amazonia. And from Amazonia, always the prime minister. And in Cameroon, no one respects the prime minister. It is therefore very true, very true that in Amazonia, if you form an interim prime minister, it will be very illegitimate. People will never respect it. It is psychological. So with my little knowledge in psychology and in my little knowledge in sociology, I know that it was not going to achieve anything if we form a government led by a prime minister. Because for the two Cameroons, you have seen that prime minister is like boy. No one respects prime minister. That's why when young Philemon is in Northwest or Southwest trying to dialogue with the people, ministers like Laurent Essos, Atanganji Paul, they can speak rubbish there. That was a psychological take why I say we needed to have a president. Because when President Paul Biya speak, La République shivers. When President Paul Biya speech, when President Paul Biya speak, the international organization here in the past. Therefore, we Amazonia, unfortunately, are competitors. We are competing. And we must make our people to have legitimate. We must be able to, one, either we make our people to believe in our legitimacy of power, or we use what is called soft power. There's what is called hard power and soft power. One, either you do something very great that people will endorse. Example, the consortium. Consortium had what they call a soft power. They act and then the people come to follow. Or you empower the people to act and believe in themselves. That is called liberal, like liberalism. Liberalism, for people who know what is called liberalism, and realism. I hope I'm well clear here. So my fellow Amazonians, that is all we needed. So when we finally came to the interim government and formed the interim government of Amazonia, so many people were happy. I was crying. This is a speech, part of the speech that I reserved for independence, after our independence or whatever. Those are the post-independence speeches that I'm trying to reveal a little bit here. This is part of the post-independence speeches that I'm saying right here. So I was crying when the people of Amazonia finally came with the interim government. Why was I crying? Because during the pre-phase of forming the leadership of Amazonia, people were against it. Many people were against it until it was realized. And when they finally realized, I saw people very happy. I am also a slave. I saw people very, very happy. And I was like, are you happy now? Is this same interim government that you said, not interim president? You wanted interim prime minister. Now the interim president come and you are clapping hands. And many people started saying, His Excellency Julius Ayok Sesekutabi has come to stay. Even though I had let the people of Amazonia to know that no one can come to stay in a revolution. We believe that His Excellency Ayok Sesekutabi has come to help the revolution to achieve. But no one has come to stay in a revolution. Because in a revolution, leaders emerge and groups emerge. That's why we left from consortium to SCACUF, to governing council, and to interim government. That's why we left maybe from the Sodegadef, maybe to AGC, maybe to ADF, maybe to whatever, maybe to Amazonian Youth League. Wherever we are today, you know it better. Because we are in a revolution. But there are some people that can believe that only when they are not leaders. That is the problem. The problem is you. You cannot be, when you are not a leader, to believe that in a revolution, leaders emerge only when you want to make yourself a leader. That is the problem that we have today. If whenever you are not yet a leader, you believe that in a revolution, leaders emerge because you want to emerge. And then you successfully emerge and tomorrow, a turn for other people too are coming and you are like, you have come to stay. The problem is you. The problem is you. I'm telling you, we are talking today. Maybe in next month, the interim government might not exist. We are talking today about the AGC. Maybe in 2 months from now, the AGC might not exist. I know, for that one, I'm sure, I'm not arguing here. We are talking about Sodegadef. Maybe in some 5 months from now, Sodegadef will not exist. We are talking about the Red Dragons. We are talking about the Tigers. Who knows? Before in this revolution, we had the ACNC. Today, you don't even hear about the ACNC anymore. Before in this 21st century, 2016 revolution, we had the Coffin Revolution. Today, you don't hear about the Coffin Revolution anymore. Before 2016 of this revolution, we had what is called the consortium. Today, you don't hear about the consortium anymore. But the same people, the same land, the same Amazonia remain one, remain the same. The same people who were starting with the consortium today, either they are with Ayabacho Lucas, with Akwanga, with Sako, with Colonel Verla, with Mark Barretta, or with Tampang Ivo Tanku. But all these people are fighting for one thing, independence for Amazonia. Therefore, they are still in Amazonia. So today we might have the interim government. Tomorrow we might have something different. I want every Amazonian to adopt a new slogan. Amazonia has come to stay is the only thing final. Amazonia has come to stay. That should be the words from everyone. I want everyone that is typing now. Right. Amazonia has come to stay. Let us adapt this. Stop saying a group has come to stay. It is okay for you to say that. But do not use it to fight against another group. Do not use it to fight against another group. So please, everyone type, Amazonia has come to stay. Everyone, please. Let us do that. Amazonia has come to stay. If you can support the interim government, support the interim government. When you want to support the interim government, do not sabotage the AGC. The problem in this struggle are people who support the interim government and sabotage the AGC. And that is how the oppressor acts. The oppressor will come to a family and empower some family member to stir up problems among the family, and then they leave. And then the family will leave to set smoke among themselves. That is how Yahweh does. Yahweh come inside us and blindfold some of our family members to start praising other people and then putting sun in the eyes of other people. And those people that you are putting sun on their eyes, they are human beings. They are human beings, and they shall fight to remove the sun from their eyes. And when they fight to remove the sun because they are human beings, the house will start to burn. That is the problem. You have people who believe in the interim government and they use their belief of the interim government to sabotage the AGC. In this struggle, we have two things that are in this struggle. I want to prognose it and then we diagnose. I want to diagnose it and then all of us will prognose the solution. The only fight we have in this revolution is one, between the interim government and the AGC. Maurice has no problem in this struggle at this level. The consortium, if it exists, have no problem in this struggle at this level. The problem we have in this struggle at this level is between the interim government and the AGC. And the problem is not the leaders of the interim government. The problem is not the leaders of the AGC. The problem is the surrogates and the members. The problem is me. The problem is you. Because so many of us, when you go to praise your own group, you throw sun on the face of other people. And they are human beings. And you cannot pretend when there's sun in your eyes. They will want to remove the sun. And when they remove the sun will go somewhere. So my fellow brothers and sisters, we should stop fighting other groups while praising other groups. It is okay for you to praise whatever group you believe. But do not use the praising to preach hate to another group. We saw what happened some 1 month ago. When a leader tried to preach about the achievement and then unfortunately use it to sabotage another group, and everything turned to be fake. That is what I'm saying, that we should stop those things. We should stop those things. So I unleash everyone that I have blocked today for a very good reason. For a very good reason that I unleash everyone from the prison. When I put people, some people, I put them in prison indefinitely. That I will only release them when Ayok Seseku Tabi is going to be freed and Tasam Wilfred. Because I am emotional being too. And I'm tired of seeing people fighting without any ideology, without any opinion. They only fight and push our leaders to fall in hands of La Republique. They fight and make the jobs of the people who see very hard to see and talk. As I'm talking today, there are people who see things today and they cannot talk because they are afraid that they will be fought. That's why Mame Jera today, Mame Jera used to be a prominent activist. No one is encouraging Mame Jera to come out to speak as often as usual. Mom CV was a very prominent activist. No one is coming out to empower Mom CV to come and be speaking out as she used to. It's not because she cannot. It is because you spend your time to fight them. And so many people who invite people to fight against. And there is something that I have noticed in this revolution. You have so many activists throwing punches on other leaders. Some activists, example, when you as members go and gossip to, I want to say it here, Eric Tato is my brother. There's no time on earth, never, thunder strike me. Thunder strike me if I ever wish bad to Eric Tato. We can disagree and continue to disagree or agree to agree. If I wish bad to Eric Tato, an Amazonian that has suffered, that me and him are slaves, that we are supposed to join hands and fight against the Honta La Republic that is trying to kill us. I should go to hell if I ever call Eric Tato that anything bad should happen to Eric Tato. But the problem in this struggle are the citizens and surrogates that caused me to fight Eric Tato. That caused Eric Tato to try to say he arrest. A slave cannot arrest another slave. The problem is you who is going and clapping hands to that. And then you are the one crying about the unity. When you are the one who went and empower an activist to say certain things that we are not going to help the struggle. The activist was saying it because 1,000 people were clapping hands. The problem is you. It's not him. I will never wish an Amazonia bad in this struggle. I did not wish Mark Barretta bad during the time when people were against him. When people were even calling him terrorist. I did not say that. I debunked that. I rejected that. I called everyone to order when it came to that. I will never fight Ivo in this struggle because I disagree with him. I disagree with every act and force against Ivo. I would never fight against Bala in this struggle. Because the people fighting against Bala today, they will fight against Ayo Seseku tomorrow. The people fighting who fought against Tampang and Ivo and Mark Barretta, tomorrow they shall fight against Sako. Sako man is receiving a lot of insult today. But you are wondering, where are the insults coming from? Because you are going and fighting other leaders. And the surrogates of those leaders have a duty to protect their leaders. This is called political science. When you go and fight me, look, sometimes I look and laugh. I look at my timeline and laugh. Some people come and fight me, say, oh, you are a villager, you are this. I only go and look at the replies. Sometimes I don't reply. I look at the people replying. That is to tell you that there are some people that are prepared to die with me at any time. Whether I'm right or I'm wrong. I've seen that. I have seen so many people who will die with me whether I'm right or wrong. And you cannot change them. That's how they believe. It's their heart. It's their body. It is their democracy. It is their independence. It is the right to self-determination that they have. It is their human right, Article 20 of the United Nations Charter. Just like Article 1608 of United Nations stipulate that Amazonia is a free nation. You cannot change them. That is how they are. If it means that those people should go and create ghost accounts to fight anyone against me, they will do it. I know some people like that. They will even go and create ghost accounts even when I'm always against ghost account. Call it goose account. Goose account, that's how I pronounce it. Even when I'm always against those accounts, they will do it to protect me. And the same thing happened to Ayaba. Happened to Sako. Happened to Tampang. Happened to Mark Barretta. So let me tell you now. If you love your leader in this struggle, stop attacking other leaders. The leaders in this struggle are suffering a lot of attacks. And those attacks are brought by the members and surrogate of those leaders. And they don't know. Example. If I go today and attack AGC, I am attacking AGC because an AGC surrogate when I was attacking Sako. Because an AGC member when I was attacking Tampang Ivo. Maybe the same thing is happening to the interim government. The interim government have received a lot of insult because the members of the interim government goes out and attack other leaders. And those leaders knows already what I'm saying right now. That is why leaders do not respond. They know already that they don't know what they are doing. But you cannot control the human psychology, the human society. You have now some people that believe in you. Even when you tell them not to fight back, they will go and fight back. So the lot of insult to the interim government is brought by the members of the interim government. If the interim government want to succeed, stop the attacks on Ayaba. I want to be very factual here with the political mannerism. I want to use my political mannerism my political mannerism to the highest level today. I want to exercise my professionality in the level of political science that I studied for this struggle. So that today, do not say, I did not say it. If I studied this, it's for Amazonia. The attacks in Cameroon government was brought by Tilapia Cheroma, Evis Ngolengole, Ekema Patrick, Atanganji Paul, Laurent Esso. Without these people, shall we be standing for marginalization? Without these people, shall we be standing against Cameroon government as we are standing today? Now you have known. When Atanganji Paul stand representing the government of La République and says anything against us, we attack La République du Cameroon government. When CRTV go out and say something and report the news that Amazonians are terrorists, we attack Cameroon government because CRTV represent Cameroon government. When Tilapia Chiloma go out and attack the Amazonians, Cameroon government face the consequences. To all the members of the interim government, you are the ambassadors in the field. To all the leaders, to all the surrogates of the interim government, you are the ambassadors of the interim government wherever you are in social media space or in the land. Anything you say against another group is used against the interim government. Therefore, you are the problem. And the same applies to the AGC. The problem we have in this struggle that I have diagnosed is between the interim government and the AGC. And it is the problem of lack of communication or miscommunication. Lack of proper understanding, proper mannerism of the real thing we have in the hand. Proper or mismanagement of communication in the Amazonia as a whole. If you are fighting to arrive at Buya as the interim government, why should you be fighting against Ayaba? If you are fighting to arrive at Yaoundé, why should the IG fighting against Ayaba? Why should Ayaba fight against IG? This is called misunderstanding, miscommunication. The concept of misunderstanding, public misfeeding in terms of information. So when you go out there and trying to fight maybe Tampang Ivo, who believe now that the AGC is good, you are bringing more problem to the AGC. Whether you believe it or not, Tampang Ivo has more than 50,000 followers. And when you attack Tampang Ivo, those followers might not respond to your comments. They will go and attack the interim government wherever they meet the interim government. Then you are the problem to the interim government. The interim government suffers the effects of the members. And that is why I've said every time, as the government that want to succeed, always bring press release and executive action and always remind the citizen that Yaoundé is the enemy. When you continuously do that every 3 days, I said not every day, but every 3 days, the communication team of the interim government need to press. We need what is called morals, the moral preaching and the ethical reviews of this struggle. And if you fail to do that, I'm telling you that it will continue and continue, and we might end up like the NCNC tried and ended up without any independence. The same thing should happen to the AGC. Because AGC and the interim government are the one conflicting. The AGC need to... There was a break somewhere, sorry for that. So the AGC need to call all the members of the AGC to not attack the interim government. Because if AGC have suffered today, it is because of maybe sometime some of the members of the AGC have attacked the interim government. And when the members of the AGC attack the interim government followers will also attack the AGC. And one of the problems in this struggle are members that go on and asking other groups to follow other groups. You are the problem. We have groups. Let me tell you. Imagine when you build your house. When you have built your house, you build your house with your hard-earned sweat. And then somebody, maybe you build your house with some rough, you don't have a contractor. So you and your wife and your children did the building yourself. And then because a neighbor who happened to have money brought a constructor to build his own house to look so good. How do you feel when that neighbor threw garbage in your own house because your house looked like a piece of shit? How do you feel? It's exactly when you attack the AGC people. The AGC feel like when a rich man threw garbage in the poor man's fence. When the agency go and attack the interim government feel the same like when a rich man threw garbage in the face of a poor man. We should all come together and understand this. If we must all have to stop what is happening today, we should learn to not insult when we have a legitimate claim. You cannot pass a legitimate claim by insulting people. Example. Let me quote an example. The interim government of Amazonia represent me. Now I am a citizen under the interim government of Amazonia. Therefore, Article 20 of the United Nations Humanitarian Charter is applicable to me. Because it says a right of citizens to protest, self-defense, protection, and the right to speech. And that is not limited to whenever it is preached, whether against the government or whatever. Therefore, I have to ask the interim government, you promised me my trip to Buea by the month of April, month of March, month of June. Now it is July. What has happened to my trip to Buea? Where is the volcano? Where is the tsunami? These are legitimate claims that you have to allow your citizens to talk. As a citizen, you have the right to do that. And when you repel the citizen from not asking that, they will go and ask Ayaba. Because when you listen to the citizen, you are giving them that you are legitimate. This is political science. I want everyone to understand here. This is very tricky. You might not understand if you don't listen. Pay attention. Because if your problem is commenting, then you will not understand anything here. Stop the comment now and listen very carefully. Because this is very tricky. Stop the comment and listen. Stop the comment and listen. Stop the comments and listen very carefully, please. I'm begging you, my people. Because this is very conflicting, even in international politics. Even in international politics, when you see Karl Marx, the German philosopher, and you see the Dutchman, and you see, they are always, it is very conflicting. So please, you listen to this. Listen very carefully and attentively. It is very important that you listen. The groups are suffering the effects of their leaderships. The groups are suffering the effects of their memberships. Which means the interim government suffers the effects of the members of the interim government. When you go out there and trying to say something against another, because you want that person to believe in the interim government, you have caused pain to the interim government. Therefore, if you are a member of the interim government and you are out there, and you want people to follow the interim government, you must be a role model of the interim government. You cannot be a role model of an interim government by being a sabotager, a blackmailer, a castigator, or a demonizer. When you demonize another one, and you are representing the interim government, the people whom you are demonizing will say you have been sent by the interim government. It is very logical and factual in the society. When you go out as a member of the agency, and you are using the agency to sabotage the other leaders, other groups, you are not a role model to the agency. Instead, you are the worst thing that has ever happened to the life of agency. Cameroon government understand this very well. Cameroon government understand this very well. Stop the comment and listen, please. This is very important. I want to say something here that you want to take it till the end of the revolution. Cameroon government understand this very well because Cameroon government have political scientists. So Cameroon government now have created a lot of surrogacy. They have a lot of surrogates that they infiltrate to the struggle. And as I am saying, they will be commenting. Those surrogates will be commenting as I'm saying now that do not comment but listen. They will be commenting because they have been sent by Cameroon government. They have been sent in this way. One, we have a group of 200 people. You will go in, you will spread yourself in social media. And all you will do is 50 of you will disagree against Ivo. 50 of you will disagree against AGC. 50 of you will disagree against the interim government. Because when you disagree, and then they will instruct them. When you disagree against the interim government, always represent yourself as a member of the AGC, so that the followers of the interim government now will see that you have been sent by AGC, and then they will attack and kill AGC. And then they will send some members to attack the AGC. And they will instruct them, when you go to attack the AGC, always portray yourself as a member of the interim government. So when you go now and you attack the AGC and you portray yourself as a model of the interim government, the members of the AGC now will see you have been sent by the interim government. And then all the AGC members will attack the interim government. That is the goal of La République du Cameroon. So I want to decode all this so that you can listen and understand very well. You cannot spend your time saying the interim government has come to stay. Do not say that while attacking other groups. In a political society, which unfortunately we are today, whenever you say the interim government has come to stay, that quote unquote is a sabotage to another groups. Quote unquote, when you say AGC has come to stay, it is an attack to other groups that are fighting relentlessly, very hard, day and night. It is an attack to them. If we have to arrive at Boya, we must have to stop some certain slogans in this struggle. They might be very good slogans, very nice, whenever unity is achieved. But when we are not united, those slogans are killing the revolution. Whether you believe with me or not, it is the political society we are dealing with. It is the political psychological society we are dealing with. Example, let me quote to you right now. We have brothers and sisters that are in bushes today, in forests and bushes, sleeping under forests and being bitten by snakes. Some of them has received bullets from the République du Cameroon government. But unfortunately, they believe in the tigers of Amazonia example. Maybe the tigers of Amazonia is not under the interim government of Amazonia. And then imagine you sit abroad in your comfort zone and then you just type in Facebook, interim government has come to stay. How do you think, if you are that warrior in the forest, how do you feel when you see that? Imagine now, you are a member of the interim government of Amazonia. You have donated almost all your bank account to my trip to Boya, to the court case, whatever you believe in, you have helped. The electronic food bank, you have donated to help the struggle in many ways. Every week or every month, your bank account is being charged for donation. And then somebody just stand and tell you that AGC has come to stay. How do you feel? How do you feel? We are living in a psychological society and we must learn to manage our way of behaviors. We must shape our behaviors. We must modernize the way we think and reason and say things. Because whatever you say might please you, but it's against a brother and a sister. It weakened them. It's not even about against. It weakened them to fund the revolution. So I want to tell you today, whether you agree with me or not, the action of saying a particular group has come to stay looks so nice on the face of that group, but it is a very bad thing that has ever happened to the face of the warriors of this revolution that are diversified, unfortunately. Let me explain again. Let me explain again. Let me explain again. When you go and say your group has come to stay, it looks so nice in front of the group. But it is an indirect, painful attack to other people that are fighting day and night to free this revolution. Do you understand? When you go and say a group has come to stay, it is a very big, painful attack to one. So many groups are fighting as one-man commandos on the ground. We have a lot of groups that are fighting that for the sake of security reason, they don't want to join any group. Example, if I am on the ground today as a fighter, you think that I will work under any group? I will not. for the sake of my security and protection. The only thing that can take me to other group is the lack of objects. If I stand in Amazonia today with my RPGs, Mami Apis, bazookas, with my Ozis, my AKs, and I have gravel, I have sufficient gravel, I will not stand under any group. And I imagine when I fight and put down 30 Republican terrorists just to log into my Facebook and see somebody say, AGC, I come to stay, when AGC did not sponsor me. How do I feel? That I was fighting like this for AGC to come and stay? This is the society, people. This is something you might not understand. I don't expect everyone to be political scientists again, but this is why I'm explaining this in a very low tune for us to understand that when you press other groups, you are killing the revolution indirectly. We all have agreed. Not even in Gambia, not even in South Africa, not even in La République was independence achieved by one group. Not even in America, not even in no independence was achieved by one group, and we all know this. So long as we are not a sovereign state as of today, so long as every Amazonia do not agree with the type of leadership that you have today, I'm telling you, the United Nations are watching. We are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. The people of Amazonia must agree to the government. And they must all agree without any fighting for the United Nations for us to complete the 5. There are 5 major key factors that play a role to a sovereign state. And one is called legitimacy by the leadership. Unless Amazonians agree, and in a very fair and honest way, not by force, because if you force them to agree, the international community will say you have marginalized them or whatever you have done to them. So the people of Amazonia, the interim government, if you are the government to be, you have a lot of work to do. You will have to make your people to believe in you that you are legitimate. If not, I'm telling you, tomorrow, if the day of the independence arrives and some group of people go and protest against the interim government, they will not give it. Today you should get that. Get it today. Tomorrow you will quote me. If we arrange that the independence is coming, and that week some people stage a protest, and they were Amazonian, like legitimate Amazonian people, legitimate Amazonian people, stage a protest against the government that be, United Nations will not give us independence. Quote me anyway. Therefore, as from today, let any group that be leadership in the struggle work so hard to get yourself legitimate to the people of Amazonia. I want this to be very clear and honest. I'm trying my best. Some people call me villager. Of course, yes, I'm a villager. I do not have a broad mind. My vocabulary is not so big that I can explain more than this. I don't even have a wisdom. I'm a young man. I don't have that much wisdom to spit the bars in a way that you can understand very well. But I believe that so many genuine old people with wisdom, they can understand me, interpret what I'm saying today, because it is from the greatest international politics that these people, these big people play and enjoy. And the poor people like us do not enjoy because we don't understand the big politics. This is the big politics. Unfortunately, when you speak big politics, the big politicians understand. When you come and speak no big politics, they don't understand you. So, if the interim government is the what be, they have a job to make sure that everyone should agree that they are legitimate. I do not write the book of politics. I say what it is. Whether you are fighting me today or not, yesterday I said that independence will not come from the court. I was fought. I did not stop. Remember, I am someone who did not stop my ideologies. I don't stop my opinions. It takes education to change my mind. I don't change my mind because A and B and C are saying that it's against me. It takes only me to sit and listen to a professor spitting bars and spitting politics for me to understand, to change my mind. It takes a lot of research for me to change my mind. I don't just come and see people in Facebook and I change my mind. over the things that they are saying. It takes a lot. You all know that I'm unrepentant, by the way. So I think that the people of Amazonia should understand that. The people of Amazonia, and please, my fellow brothers and sisters, we have a lot to do. And to everyone that believes in me, who goes out trying to defend that I'm not a villager. No, my fellow brothers and sisters, I am a villager. I saw so many people that believe in me, working so hard to discredit to people that I'm not a villager. Please do not change my history. Do not change my blueprint. One of the reasons the white people or Yoruba people respect me a lot is because they know where I came from. I am a pure villager. I came from the village. I was born and raised in the village. Please, to the people that believe in me, to the followers of this platform, don't go and fight anyone who says that I behave like a villager. I am a villager. Do not spoil my biography, please. That point is clear. The point is very clear. It is very good when you write in media that I'm a villager. When I tell all Yoruba people, I show to them that this is the reference. Even my people are saying this. Look, I am a villager. The reason why I am your boss today, but I am a villager. Because for somehow I am a boss to Yoruba people, somehow. And I show them I am a boss, not because I was born and raised in Great America. I came from a poor village from a very long distance to be where I am. So do not fight people who say I'm a villager. I am. When they say like that, it upgrades me to where I am today. And wherever I am, I'm being respected a lot because of that. And the people whom I work with, they watch my social media. So please, get that facts clear. Raise my bars up by calling me as a villager. When you do that, you raise my bars in my jobs, in my, whatever I'm doing, it raise me up. So don't fight them, because if you fight them, how will you raise me up? Last time when I was called as a dog, I was happy. Because that upgrade me as a revolutionist. If you are a great revolutionist, you must be fought by your people. Because one thing that makes you a different from your people is that you image. And you go steps ahead of them. And they cannot understand you because you are not standing with them in the same level. So I accept names like a dog, Verla chop shit. All those things I understand because I don't fight against those things because I study politics. Again, I can't pay a lot of money to study something and behave like somebody who don't study it. Then I am the same person. So I can't go to learn the school of politics and I see people who are fighting against politicians and then I am fighting them. Then I am also stupid like them. That's one reason why sometimes I just sit and laugh and then I put in my Facebook that I'm a dog. So that one should be understood and it's very clear. So that's very clear to that. And then I want to talk about the issue of followers. There are so many people that I unfriend them in this platform every day. Every day, I unfriend more than 10 people. Every day. Because I have a lot of people that are pending requests. Sometimes there's a way to solve conflicts. In the days ahead, there are conflicts within our revolution. I will be giving us strategies of how to solve and end conflicts. Sometimes it's not about arguing. Sometimes in life, there are some people that the energy do not match. The energy does not match. There are some people that no matter whatever you do, they will always fight. And there's a way to end that conflict. It's not by fighting with them always, because you will never win. And they will never win you too, because you don't give up. So there are some people who don't give up too. If I don't give up, there are some people who don't give up. So there's a way for me to fight against the conflict with me and some people. I wish Facebook would allow me to unfollow some people who follow the platform. Unfortunately, I cannot unfollow them. I can unfollow them if I follow them, and I can unfriend them if I unfriend them. But when they choose to follow me, I cannot unfollow them. If you know a way, tell me, and then that will further end conflicts. So one of the things I do to end conflicts with some of my brothers and sisters who are slaves like me is that I unfollow them. One, when I unfollow them, I will not be seeing whatever they post in their Facebook anymore. That's the thing. When I follow somebody, then I will be seeing what that person posts in Facebook every time. Second, when I unfriend them, it's also a big step ahead. When I unfriend them, it means they might not be seeing any posts from my Facebook anymore. They can only see anything from my Facebook only if they are my followers. That is to end politics, to end conflicts. Because they don't give up, I don't give up. If I don't unfriend them, they will keep fighting with me. And that is not going to take us to Buya. So for me to solve that, sometimes I unfriend people and unfollow people. And every day, I unfollow and unfriend more than 10 people. Because I have more than 1,000 people pending friend requests. I do that and then I bring new people. When I bring new people, sometimes when they come and they misbehave, I unfriend them simply. I simply unfriend them. I don't block, I unfriend them. And then I accept the friendship of another people. That is how you manage the crowd. Not every time you can fight with people. It is okay. You cannot fight and win every time. That is why in this struggle, you will know that I laughed today when I read some political scientists. It is a Greece. You know, there is something between the war fought between the. There was a war fought between the Spartans and the Athens. The Athens are people who believe in sea. They use the sea to fight, and the Spartans believe in land. They use land to fight, terrain to fight. So the Spartans use land to fight, and the Athens use the power of the sea to fight. So when I read this, how these people fought themselves, coming to the end of the this word is very long for me to pronounce, whether it is Sodopedia war or whatever. How they come to end was not because somebody won. It's not because the Spartans won the Athens. Not because the Athens won the Spartans, but was because they came together and they discovered that none of them give up. So they came together and agreed to end. They did not end because one won. And when they end that war, I think the Dutch people had their independence, so on and so forth. So in Amazonia, you will all have to understand that you cannot keep on fighting with some people in this revolution, because there are some people who don't give up too, like you. So in order to end that relationship, cut the friendship, unfollow them, unfriend them, and the fight will stop. I do that every time. And then I have a lot of pending friend requests. So you can apply that to end the conflicts among ourselves. So I think that you are not supposed or bound to follow someone. When you follow someone, follow people from a positive perspective. When some activists spend time trying to block for the revolution, the people whom Yaoundé have sponsored spend time trying to fight them so they can leave the blogging and fight instead them. When you see an activist speaking only about people attacking, that is what Yaoundé wants. So Yaoundé send people to attack the activists so the activists should be derailed from fighting Yaoundé, and then they will be derailing but the ghost people that don't even exist that they are fighting. That is the prayer of Yaoundé. So sometimes some activists do block people. When they unfriend them and unfollow them and they are still attacking them, then they block them. But should you block everyone because they attack you? No. How do you know then that is not an Amazonian? How do you now know that is not a person for the struggle? Click the name of that person. Go to the Facebook of that person. Check if that person has been doing activism from don't even go to 2016. Just look at 2018. We are in number 7 month of 2018. If someone was not triggered to join this struggle when the Cameroon government arrested the consortium leaders, and someone was not triggered to join this revolution when La République du Cameroon government kidnapped Ayok Sesekou Tabi and Tassan Wilfred, then that person is not in this struggle. So go to their Facebook platform and see. Have they been sharing anything about the revolution? But how many friends do they have? You will see some people attacking and attacking. You want to go to their Facebook, they have only one friend. That tells you that they are Yaoundé. You don't have to doubt. You want to go to their Facebook platform, they are only... The true Amazonians have more than, at least, always more than 100 to 200 friends in their Facebook. This struggle have united Amazonians than ever before. Any true Amazonian have at least 500, even up, friends in the Facebook. So when you go to somebody's Facebook and see only 5 people, and you want to look at the 5 people, you see by the same Facebook that keep on attacking. The same people. Some people, and I look at it and laugh sometimes. I see some people attack Ayaba. The same people attack the interim government. So, in the days ahead, we shall not spend time on those people. We shall only spend time on what is called jump and past, because Yaoundé will always produce them. Yaoundé will always produce them. And when you look at social media, it is the right of everyone to block whatever you want. You can block it. It is your right, Article 20 of the United Nations, right to freedom of self-determination. Now, there is something that Amazonians have been taking for granted. What have you been taking for granted? The same social media that we have used successfully against our enemy, the terrorist government of La République du Cameroon of King Mbondo, the face of Mbomika, President Pobia and CPDM government. The same Facebook can turn against us and win us fatly and bigly. Some people will disagree with this. It's your cup of tea. Argue with your ancestors. The same Facebook that we have used to give La République sleepless night for more than 2 years. The same Facebook can turn against, be it Ayaba, be it the Scoopers, be it Bala, be it the interim government. The same power of social media can turn against any person in this social media platform. So I want everyone to understand. There was last week that I announced that I will be live. There was two talk shows. I think one of them have now like 35,000 viewers. And one have 22,000 viewers. Because I announced that I will be live. I came live and 600 people show up in the live talk show. That was 2 weeks ago, right? Because I announced that I will come live. But did that give me independence? Did I free any 1 meter land in Amazonia? We must have a fine line between popularity and a fine line between what is called belonging, a sense of belonging. I come out in an impromptu. People show up. By tomorrow, you watch the same video. 5,000 people have watched. 4,000 people have watched. 10,000 people have watched at the end of the week. Because I did not just announce. But whether I announce or not, do that give us independence? Amazonians should have forced we need to have what is called a sense of belonging. What do I mean by a sense of belonging? We need to have a game of interest. A game of interest means we need to put our minds on what brought us to this revolution. What is our prerogative? What is our target? What are we focused to? Viewers, popularity, or independence? True leaders don't even come live anymore in this revolution. You can watch and see. True leaders are not coming live. The Balas are not coming live. I'm not saying that Bala is the leader of the revolution, but he don't come live, but he's still spitting bars against La République. When he want to come live, he go to a TV like Canada and talk. When he want to come live, he go to Equinox TV and talk. People make him to go live. He don't make himself live anymore. And that is how Ayok Seseku Tabi was before he was kidnapped. Ayok Seseku Tabi did not come live in his own social media. He goes live in the ACBC or ACTV or Ambomu Live. He goes live in other media platforms. There's coming a time that some of us will be appearing only in TVs. If not that, this one is also a TV. Because it is called a sense of belonging. It's not a sense of popularity. Popularity will not bring us independence. Let me tell you that in the days of Jomo Kenyatta, Patrick Lumumba, Nelson Mandela, in the days of Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, there was no going live. But they still spit some bars and achieve independence. Our point of focus should be our blueprint, our foundation, our focus, our determination, our commitment, our consistency, and not even the consistency of other people. In other words, if I can stand today and speak even for 8 hours or 4 hours like I do sometimes, and I don't turn to my bank account and ask myself, what are those in the bushes eating? Do those people who want to protect our girls and women from being raped, do they have what they need to protect them? Then I'm doing nothing. If I can stand here and talk continuously for 2 weeks without an action on the ground, I'm doing zero, nothing. Let me disclose it today again. So we should be very careful. Yaoundé is not sleeping. They will come and attack you. They will use everything to attack you. Example, they will attack you like, how many people are watching you? And when they do that, they want true followers to allow, to stop following the message, but to stop now attacking the attacker. That is the mission of Yaoundé. Yaoundé have a lot of mission among us. Yaoundé will come, let us say John Akoro is live. They will come and say, oh, John Akoro is live. You used to have 1,000 people watching you, John Akoro. Now only 10 people are watching you, John Akoro. And then the 10 people that are devoted to watch John Akoro, even for 3 hours, they will feel very, very, very discouraged, or they will feel very attacked, and then they will start attacking the attacker. And by that, La République have achieved their dream. I will want each and every one of us in diaspora to be praised by people on the ground. I will want each and every one of us in the diaspora, when you enter Buea, let some people be standing in one village and saying, that is that person that sent us some 5 bags of rice. Let some people from the village of Amazonia say, that is that person that sent us some 10 bags of rice. I will want the self-defense forces to say, that is the person that sent us some 20 bags of rice. I will want some people in Buea to say, without that person that sent 50 bags of potatoes, we could have not achieved our power of self-defense. That is what I want from you. That is what I want from my fellow Amazonians. And you should be able to distinguish that when La République send their agents and they come to try to derail our talk shows, and you discover that and preach against them, they immediately change their wordings and their talks, because they have a duty to make you not to understand that they have been sent from Yaoundé. Be very, very careful with that. Today was a family discussion talk that we are talking today. It's an impromptu, isn't it? I didn't announce. No, you didn't know I will come live. So when Yaoundé come and we discover Yaoundé, they pretend that they are us. Why they go back and strategize to come in the next to attack? So you will have some of them that when they threw punches and then me as a host, I discover that and I preach against it, they now act as if they are us. They are not us. So my fellow brothers and sisters, be able to know that. Those are the things that you need to know. We need to be very educated. Now, how did South Africans achieve their goal of end to appetite? Because they were liberated from mental slavery. But what does it mean by Amazonian being emancipated from mental slavery? When you are fully emancipated from mental slavery means anyone that fight against any leader in this struggle, you can detect it. You can detect against a propaganda. You can detect against a conspiracy. You can already know that this one is a lie. But you look at the lie and say, is this lie adding something to the struggle or not? If it is against the struggle, you debunk it fast. You already know. That is what is called emancipation from mental slavery. It does not mean that somebody have to come and cut your ears and fix your ears, operate your brain and put some cells in, put some batteries in your brain for you to be called emancipated slave. No! The way of thinking, reasoning, the way of you understanding, diagnosing things and pronouncing solutions. That is what earns yourself an emancipated fellow, or an emancipated citizen, or an emancipated slave. We should be able to distinguish between that. Example, when you go out and your job is from Yaoundé is to put AGC down, and you use the killing of Akuma as a bridge to sabotage AGC. And you forgot that Amazonians are people that now know conspiracy because they can cook conspiracy already. You fail to understand that Amazonians are people that understand propaganda because they can also cook propagandas now. You use a propaganda against people that can already cook propagandas, then you failed. That is why you laugh at those people that come and say AGC kill Akuma. That is a cheap propaganda that even our young children can now understand. When you go and say the interim government killed, what is the name again? I forgot the name. Let's say Abacha. It is a cheap propaganda. That people of Amazonia already know that Yaoundé, you are not sleeping. We know you, Atanganjipo. Ekema, you are not sleeping. We know you. That propaganda is very cheap. That even a common coward can understand. Every Amazonian should be able to detect all these things. Every Amazonian should be able to detect all these things. And then you have some Republicans. When they come to attack AGC, they will say they are on the ground. It's a lie, it's a farce, of course. It's Lapia Chiroma not on the ground. Is Ekema not on the ground? Is Atanganjipo not on the ground? Of course, they are on the ground. We should be able as mental slaves to know that not everyone that said they are on the ground are actually on the ground for Amazonia. There are two ways, there are two things. You can be on the ground for Amazonia or on the ground for La Republic. Those terrorists that are coming from Yaoundé, raping our people, killing our people, they are on the grounds. They are, in fact, they are even in ground zero. But are they standing in ground zero for us? No. They are in ground zero 100%. They are 100% in ground zero. But they are not standing for us. They are in ground zero representing La Republic. So, not everyone who are in ground zero are with us. And you know that already. That is why our self-defense forces are putting them down and spitting bars every day. Rest in peace to all our heroes that lost their life, unfortunately, due to La Republic. They entered our groups. Rest in peace to our heroes, our brave heroes. They did tremendous job. They made CDC. To those guys that were killed, I want to read a little bit about them. I wanted, at this point, I bleed. 2 days ago, I posted in this platform that I want to get in contact with them. No one in Amazonia has been working so hard to connect them to me. No one. No one. All I saw instead was some shortcomings. I saw some people fighting against me, connecting to them for whatever small groundwork that I had for them. I asked myself, these are people who believe in freedom. But they do not believe that their own brother can be freed somewhere. Are these not bad seeds? And then after 2 days, I heard he's been killed. But can that surprise me about his death? No. Because before he's been killed, I saw the negative comment in screenshots. I saw it in screenshots. In your Facebook, in your WhatsApp groups, La Republicans have infiltrated your WhatsApp groups. And they are using that against your group and you don't understand. Example, a WhatsApp group that is created by Tampang Iwo Tanku, for example, I don't know if he has one. La Republic people will infiltrate it and they will use it that they are pressing Tampang Iwo and then they will use it to fight the other groups. And then they will corrupt everyone in that WhatsApp group. That's how Cameroon government now function in their highest intelligence. And if you are the administrator of that group and you don't expel those people when they use that your group to fight against AGC, and then your brother is killed on the ground, and then the people in the group screenshot it, and they screenshot the name of the group and send it to Amazonians or to me. I saw some groups, very, very bad screenshots from those groups. And I have groups, I don't want to call the name now, because I have the names of the groups. Facebook group, they have the name. There are some groups like Wata na Wata. Some groups are like, we need a change. Some groups are like the quick phones. Some groups are like, a lot of them. You need to see the screenshots. And the administrators of those groups are just watching those things. And they are saying nothing. And you think that those things are helping. They are not helping the revolution at all. So, I am calling on all the administrators of those groups, please, be managers of your groups. Caution the group leaders and the group members. Caution everyone in your group to stop hate, to stop bigotry. Let me tell you the truth. Imagine that you are inside a tanker. Inside that tanker, it is gas. And you have your enemy inside that tanker. And then somebody come and give a box of match to your enemy. And then another one give you also a box of match. And then you and your brother are fighting in the tanker. Fighting. Using every means to hit somebody. And there's gas in that tanker. And then somebody come like La Republic and give you a box of match. And give a box of match also to your brother. And they know that you are fighting to kill your brother. But they know that you don't know you are trying to kill your brother. They give you a box of match. And they hide, I say hide, a tank of gas inside the tanker. And they know that any one of you that strike the match, if you strike the match, the tank that has the gas will explode and neither of you will survive. That is what is happening on the ground to our self-defense forces. La République du Cameroon government is bringing a box of match and giving to our self-defense forces. And they know that anyone that strike the box of match will lead to the death of all of them. We should be able to understand, my fellow brothers and sisters. We should be able to understand that we should not disagree to an extent of trying to take anyone's life. That we should not continue to fight among ourselves to an extent of taking a life of our brother. La République du Cameroon government will use some intelligence for us to fight among ourselves. And I am saying right now, this is an announcement. Cameroon government recently sent a lot of soldiers to Nigeria to acquire Odeshi. Cameroon government spent a lot of money. I mean millions of money. And sent their soldiers because Cameroon government soldiers started refusing to come to Amazonia to fight. Saying that Amazonia is very deadly than going to fight in Bakassi. Cameroon government used them and sent them to Nigeria to acquire Odeshi. So we must be very vigilant. We must be vigilant. We should accept the truth that some Cameroon government terrorists now have Odeshi. So we should understand that that's very, very clear. That's very clear. So I will not spend so much time trying to tell you that they are Republicans. Even here, as I'm staying right now, I unfriended them today. And there are some people that are unfriended, they are not Republican, they are our brothers and sisters. Because of differences in opinion, I did that, quote unquote, so that I could resist and don't give up in the struggle. Because if I should arrive at an extent of trying to give up in the struggle because of some few people, I will block them. It is my own way to resist. If it should come to an extent where one person continuously fight me, and I go to the Facebook of that person, and he is not a role model, and he is not an activist, and he is not doing anything for the struggle on his own Facebook, but all the person does is trying to make me to give up in the struggle, I will block the person, not because he is a Republican, I block because I want to resist, not to give up in this revolution. I've done that a couple of times. And I will not stop that. I want to assure the people of Amazonia that any person that tried to hurt me to stop the revolution, I will block that person. And it is very legitimate. And the only reason why I block is because I visit their Facebook and see nothing in their Facebook. If I see them, example, I cannot block Eric Tato. Why? Eric Tato is a warrior for the revolution. I cannot block Prince Jekar, for example, because Prince Jekar is talking about revolution in his own way. I cannot block Yannick Chikot because Yannick Chikot is talking about a revolution too against the Republic in his Facebook every time. Whether Ivo ever fight me or not, I cannot block Ivo because Ivo is talking about the revolution every day and night. I can never block Mark Barretta. Whether Mark Barretta agree with me or disagree, because Mark Barretta do not sleep about revolution. So why should I block him? I cannot block Ayaba because Ayaba spent his time fighting for the revolution. Why should I block him? I cannot block Sako. Sako spent his time talking about revolution, risking his family. Because he stands for the revolution. So each and every one of us should also understand that it's a fact. We will block the people that are not talking about revolution, that their jobs are to discourage us, Because we know that Yaoundé is not sleeping. And it is our duty to resist. So don't take it personal. When you are being blocked from whatever, just know that it is a sign of resistance. They block you because they don't want to give up. So you should now understand that the Republicans are moving now. Either the Republicans are saying that the interim government is killing the people, or they are moving and saying the AGC is killing the people. Those are the Republicans, they are paid. And you should be able to understand that no one who goes to church, no one with rational thinking and ethics will point a group and say the group is going and killing people. At this time, because all they do is they ignite fights within us. They make every sure that we should fight every time they want to fight. When the people of the interim government now understand the reason the Republican penetrators, they will now go to join the AGC. And when the AGC understand that they have been sent, they will now go and join the interim government. That's how they morph, like that. They interchangeably morph among us like that. We should be able to understand those people. If you cannot resist them, unfollow them and unfriend them and move on. Always believe in the struggle and nothing but the struggle. And always, as I will end today, always say Ambazonia has come to stay. Don't always say a group. No group. Not even AGC. Not ADF. Not the interim government, because we are moving to a democracy. And no government in Amazonia will remain forever. Never. Do not promote dictatorship or tyranny in this Amazonia. A group has come to liberate us. A group has not come to stay. Do not use those slogans because they are very bad in the long run. In the political society where we are going to, those slogans are very bad. Example, when the people, the CPDM elite from, let's say, Buya, go out and say that President Paul Biya, that the motion of support of President Paul Biya, are we not always annoyed? We cannot do that. Therefore, we cannot do that also. You cannot say that a group has come to stay. Say that Amazonia has come to stay as from today as we are going forward. If you love the peace for Amazonia, if you love the independence to come, don't say that a group has come to stay. Say that Amazonia has come to stay. Because no matter whatever, when we arrive, whether we arrive or not, the consortium came in the struggle. So many of us thought that consortium had come to stay. Where is consortium today? Nowhere to find. Skakuf came to the struggle. So many of us thought that Skakuf had come to stay. Today, where is it? Nowhere to find. Are we not ashamed? Shall we continue to say without experience that a group has come to stay? Then we are not living in any experience. Then we are really educating ourselves with the past experience. If we really consider the past experience, we will see that in the revolution, nothing has come to stay. Only the land of Amazonia and the people of Amazonia has come to stay. In fact, not even the people of Amazonia. Because we shall all die. Whether we are starting for the struggle or not, we shall all die. We have not come to stay. And even when you say he has come to stay, those people will still die. Even the people you say have come to stay, they will die. Whether they have a struggle or not, they will die one day. Natural death or whatever they will die. The only thing in this struggle that have come to stay is Amazonia. And it is not the name Amazonia. It is the land that is represented by the name Amazonia. The name can be changed. Yesterday we call it West Cameroon. Yesterday we call it Southern Cameroon. Yesterday some people used to call it West Cameroon. Some time ago some people used to call it Ambas Bay. Today some people are calling Ambaland. Today some people are calling it Amazonia. Is it not the same piece of land? The people who call it West Cameroon, if they say West Cameroon have come to stay with the name, today where are they? Half a market. The people that used to say Southern Cameroon, today we are calling it Amazonia. Half a market for Southern Cameroon. But it is the same piece of land that remains. So the only thing that have remained, that have come to stay, is not even a generation. It is the land that has come to stay. The land has always been there. It is still there today. It shall be there tomorrow. So do not join Atanga and Paul to say something has come to stay in this struggle. It is very bad. Just like when the CPDM elite go to vote that CPDM has come to stay, we are angry. We are angry, we are annoyed. But the same thing that we are doing, ignorantly. In the revolution, leaders' image. In the revolution, groups' image. And not even in the revolution. In every time, governments will emerge from every season to every season. If Amazonia come with 4 years of government, that every 4 years we have to do election. Every 4 years election is because we believe that no one is fixed. That no one has come to stay. That we have not built Amazonia based on tyranny. That we are not building Amazonia based on dictatorship. Therefore, at every time, there is no group that has come to stay. You have your own terms. When you serve your own terms and the people want to vote you again, they will vote you for the next term. And after the second term, goodbye. Whether you are an angel or God, you are gone. Every people too can come. You can be an advisor. You can advise them to be good too, if you were a good leader. Just like Obama today. President Obama is the advisor to the American government or the Democrat or Republican or whatever, wherever he is. He speaks today in schools during the alumni, the graduation. He speaks to them and motivate them and empower them as they are going out to the society as ambassadors. That's what every government that is going out should do as a predecessor to the incoming government. It's been happening in every country that is stable or every sovereign nation. That's what Amazonians need to understand. The word this group has come to stay is a marginalizing word. Maybe you don't know the definition of marginalization. When you say a group has come to stay, you have marginalized very bigly. Very bigly. How do you marginalize when you say a group has come to stay? Let me finish by rehearsing it again. Imagine group XXX of the village XXX fighting to free a block in Amazonia. And that group do not belong to any group, does not belong to the interim government, does not belong to AGC, does not belong to Sodogadev, does not belong to the Tigers, nor the Red Dragons, nor the Black Scorpion. And then, because you represent the Tigers, you come and say Tigers have come to stay. You are hurting that group that does not belong to the Tiger. That does not belong to the Tiger. You are hurting that group that does not belong to your group. Because they have been fighting so hard to free a block. And they are fighting hard for Amazonia. And then you just stand and then you don't see their own sweat. And you say that this one too, that have been fighting too, so hard to free the block. And then you only see but the success of that particular group. And you have forgotten to see the success of this group. Sometimes you might say that without knowing. But indirectly, remember, you might say it without knowingly, thinking that you are praising a group, but it is causing pain to other people that you don't know. Do not say again that a group has come to stay. If you are very, very factual, if you are very visionized, if you have a vision, if you don't want to cause fighting among our people, do not say that for the sake of other people that are fighting, for the sake of people that are fighting as, example, anonymous. We have anonymous people that are fighting so hard for this struggle. Last time I was so thrilled with some of the citizens in our United Kingdom and America that left more than 25 guns sticks to our self-defense forces. But today, you have never seen them, and I know them. They are working for US government, some are working for UK government, some are working even for French government, and they can never ever showcase themselves. But those people have given more than 5 sticks to our self-defense forces on the ground. And they make sure that they have gravel every time, and that is private sponsor. But they cannot showcase themselves because they are working for the government abroad. And when you are working for such government, you are obliged not to take anything concerning politics, activism, and protest. How do they feel upon all their sacrifice that they are doing on the ground, and then you just stand and say a group has come to stay? You have minimized their own action too. You have marginalized against them. Therefore, for us to build our society, build our economy, build our foundation, stop sabotaging other groups. Stop marginalizing other groups by using other groups that are standing today. I am begging this in the name of Amba's revolution, in the name of our almighty nation of Amazonia. Let us try to be very inclusive. When we say inclusive, it doesn't mean that you should always point yourself as a wrong person, but whatever you say, consider also the other brother and sister. The guys on the ground that are killed were done by La République du Cameroon government. They infiltrated our self-defense forces and used their technical know-how, dressed like civilians, and then they arrested our brothers and sisters and killed them. And then they used the name of our groups that they killed. That was a mission of Atanganji Paul. That was a mission. that this time, 2 days ago, Amazonian intelligence detect some trucks and Guarantee Express, I don't know, is it Guarantee or whatever, some 270-seater buses of the military that dress like civilians, that they were coming to infiltrate and talk to us in the bar. When they came, you saw 18 people were wished from Southern Zone, from Buya to La Republique. By these people, this La Republique intelligence that dress like people. And 2 days later, our self-defense warriors were killed. And you see the people who killed them standing like civilians, standing like if they are one of us. That is how Cameroon government cooked that conspiracy to be. But unfortunately, we as slaves, me and you, we cannot diagnose that. We cannot see that it's like Republican intelligence. Of course, they did that so that you can be fighting that an interim government killed them. That you can be fighting that the agency killed them. Or that the tigers killed them. Or that the dragons killed them. But it is Cameroon government people that killed them. It's the terrorists that killed them. Do you understand this thing, please, my people? It is the intelligence of Cameroon government in action. And I believe that, unfortunately, our people are not understanding this. So my fellow brothers and sisters, my fellow Amazonians, my fellow brothers and sisters, drink some water. Don't call, please, don't call. I'm trying to end the talk show. So my fellow brothers and sisters, drink some water today. Let us pray for unity. Wherever you are, pray that we should unify among ourselves. We are praying that our leaders should come together and join themselves together and see what they need to do to bring unity. We need to form a ministry of defense in Amazonia. We need ministry of defense. We need to mold our self-defense forces to believe in one language. That is our prayer for today. About some 2 weeks ago, about a month or 2 weeks ago, Akuma was killed. Upon all the accusations left and right, it is La Republique that killed Akuma. Upon all the accusations that we left the struggle and started fighting, that did not help us. And I want to assure my fellow Amazonians, whether Ayok Seseku and who are in Yaoundé or not, I have not confirmed. Lawyers have been saying that. They are lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know whether they are in Yaoundé or not. At this point, I am not confirming to the people of Amazonia that they are in Yaoundé, because I have not seen pictures and videos. So, La Republique has shown us a lot of high-level conspiracies and high-level propaganda. So, this platform is not confirming that leaders are in Yaoundé. I will see videos and pictures, and then I will come officially and tell the people that. And I want to assure you that Ayok and Cabinet will not be released soon. If you are dreaming that they will come home soon, forget. Therefore, we should concentrate on the revolution. They will come back soon if we have our independence soon. Senator Penteren will come back home soon and safe if we have our independence soon. Mancho BBC will come back soon if we have our independence soon. Let me tell you the truth. There is no way Mancho BBC and Senator Penteren that did not form the independence government will be arrested. And you think that Ayok Seseku Tabi and Tassan Wilfred, who went and formed the government, will be freed. So sad but true. Very, very sad. Get it today. If the Republic of Cameroon government must free Ayok Seseku Tabi, then they should have freed. Then they should have not sentenced Mancho BBC. They should have not sentenced Senator Penteren at the time that Ayok Seseku Tabi were all arrested. I am telling you, they will not come back home so soon. Ayok Seseku Tabi, I'm not wishing them bad luck. If they are in Yaoundé, they will not come back home so soon. The only thing that will be is that they are going to join Senator Penteren and the Mancho BBC soon. That's the only thing I can share you now. I have studied my enemy. The only thing to win your enemy, you must have to know your enemy. To weaken us, they know how we believe. To weaken us, to try to win us morally to drop the struggle, they will sentence our leaders for some 15 or 25 years. The sentence that they can give, the sentence that La Republique can give Ayok Seseku Tabi and Tassan Wilfred cannot be below 20 years. They will go even as far as 30 years in prison. And they will sentence them with 50 million or 100 million or even, I mean, like 1 billion or 500 million, the minimum they will give to them. You will see that. I'm not a prophet. I know my enemy very well. That is why I said that Ambazonian should form another interim government immediately. And when I call the same interim government to order, you say I hate them. No, you are the one. Because you did not want Amazonia to have another interim government. You wanted them to wait and wait until the return of Ayok Seseku Tabi. So that when La Republique to Cameroon government sentence Ayok Seseku Tabi for 30 years, we shall now suffer for the next 30 years. I know my enemy very well. That is why I say we need another interim government. And as a citizen, I know when I do my activism. Today, you are all happy that the interim government brought the change. But you were against the change. The problem in this struggle is you. It's not the people who called their interim government to act. Allow people to call their government to act. The problem is you. And why the people that are calling their government to action allow the same people to press their self-defense groups. I may call my interim government to act why I endorse Ayaba that I believe that is acting in self-defense for Ambazonia. It is my right as a citizen. I cannot have a citizen I cannot have my government without the military. When I know that a government cannot be recognized in full without a military, and I know that there are some people that have to play a greater part in the military of my government. What are you talking about? That I'm still living in the past? That I'm still emancipated from mental slavery or what? You want to pull me back to being a slave? You want to pull me back to being mentally enslaved? You want to pull me back to being brainwashed when I'm already unbrainwashed? My people, you have to listen and think very well. I want to thank the people that celebrate the change when the change finally comes. But you should always give tolerance when some people are fighting for the change to come. Because when they fight and the change comes, you celebrate like CBDM people. When Amazonians are fighting that our people need to be represented in the government, CBDM people are always against. Always against. And when they appoint Paul Tasso as the minister, they are the first to go and celebrate. When we are fighting that Amazonia have been marginalized, CBDM people are against it. But then when they appoint Atanganji Paul as minister of administration, territorial administration, CBDM people are the first to go and celebrate. Can we have brain today? When we are fighting that the interim government should bring the change we want, the members, some surrogates are always against. But when the interim government finally bring out the change, you are celebrating. The problem in the struggle is you. The problem is you. Allow the people to ask and demand their groups that they believe what the change they want. The problem is you. So the killings on Ground Zero are done by La Republique intelligence. Let me answer your question. The killings of our people on the ground are done by La Republique intelligence. Even if anyone among us have killed our brothers and sisters, it is because they went so cheap to accept the propaganda from Cameroon government. Do you understand? Logically, any person that is killed on the ground is caused by Cameroon government. You have some people that are moving now and joining our self-defense groups, and they are bees, they are police, they are gendarmes. They keep their hair to grow. They know that when they come with their hairs korobo, we will know that they are military. For over the past month, they did not shave their hairs. They come now and they behave like they are us. They are not us. They are not us. In days ahead from now, I'm telling you, you will see the tigers of Amazonia. The intelligence of the tigers of Amazonia will arrest some of them like that. In weeks ahead from now, the intelligence of the red dragons of Amazonia will arrest some like that. In weeks from now coming, the intelligence of the AGC of Amazonia shall arrest some perpetrators inside that behave like they were Amazonians, but they are La Republicans in the mission. In days ahead, you shall see that. Oh yes, we are in a revolution. I can tell you. The intelligence of every group standing in this struggle will arrest some particular people who behave like Amazonians, but they are La Republicans. Quote me anywhere. So I want to thank you. Today when you go, you listen. The killing on the grounds are caused by, of course, no one else than La République du Cameroon. They infiltrate us and behave as if they are the tigers. Behave like the AGC. They behave like they are Ayaba. They even have some Facebook and they WhatsApp and they send some messages and reply among themselves and they make the screenshot and they put it out there. Be very wise. Be very, very wise, my fellow brothers and sisters. Be very wise today. So, I want to encourage people to continue to hold their interim government about my trip to Buea. It's very important. It is called accountability and holding your own government. Because when you hold the interim government, it is telling the world that you believe now in your interim government. Do you understand? When you believe in the interim government, when you have something, you will come and cry to them. You will not go and hold Kama. Do not hold Yaoundé to account for anything anymore. Never. Never and never. Don't hold Yaoundé to account for anything. Do not. Yaoundé is illegitimate. They are not our government. If you should hold anybody to account, hold your government, the interim government. It is your government, which is legitimate over you. Not Yaoundé. Over the dead body of Amazonian. Should you ever question Yaoundé again? For Yaoundé, we have to burn Yaoundé. We have to fire Yaoundé. We have to send Yaoundé to ashes. That's the only mission that we have against Yaoundé on earth. We cannot hold Yaoundé again accountable. We cannot hold Yaoundé again. If we have to hold Yaoundé accountable, it is after our independence when they must account for all the deaths in Amazonia. When they must account to all our natural resources that they raped and kidnapped over the years from Amazonia. That's the only accountability they will be held, like Chastello. I hope that you understand. When you have pain or cry, bend down to your government and cry. Let your government give a solution to it. It is your right to do that. And it is the duty of your government to solve your problems. You shall not go and cry to Nigeria, because now we went and cried to Nigeria. Nigeria arrested our people and sent to Cameroon government. Should you go now and cry to Nigeria so that they can arrest you? Should you go and cry to Yaoundé so Yaoundé should arrest you? So is it a problem now when you go to cry to your own government and your government does not listen to you? Then the problem is your own government. But do not give up. Continue crying to them. I want to thank all the self-defense groups. I want to thank Ayabacho Lucas for not ranting in this media space. He's very outstanding. I want to thank him for that. Again, remember, in my life, I, as an activist, I also hold myself as a humanitarian. As I am an activist, but my humanitarian life has not stopped. That's why I stood with Tampang Ivo when we all mistakenly fought him. That's why I stood with Mark Barretta when we all mistakenly fought him. And I know tomorrow we shall see come back to fight them. And I shall always stand with them. We shall always come back to fight them. And I will always stand with them. That's why we fight against Barrister Bala. I stood with Bala and I'll always come back to stand with them because we shall fight them. And even if Mancho BBC is released today, we shall fight them. And even if Ayaba, Ayok Seseko and Tansan Wilfred are free today, we shall fight them. But I shall always stand with them. Because I know the psychological process they are passed through. I know the stress they are passing through today. And I know I don't expect them to be like saints. And I shall remain with them forever and ever. Because I am a humanitarian. So I want to thank, from my humanitarian point of view, I want to thank Ayabacho Lucas for his proficiency. I want to thank him for not replying and responding to anything about the media. Our people do not know. If they know, they will not attack you, sir. And I want to tell Sako too, the same thing. Sako, continue to stand as you are standing. Do not reply. Do not say that Yaoundé have paid them to do. Do not say that you are a leader. Let us who are humanitarian and activists do the job. It is our job as activists and humanitarian. Continue doing what is right. If we are fighting you to bring my trip to Buea on the ground, we saw a video today. Unfortunately, some people say that it's not good to show the videos. Sometimes we need to show Yaoundé what we got. It is called economics and economic sabotage. When Yaoundé is afraid to attack us, our families will not live in bushes. So when I saw an RPG today, one bazooka today, you saw a bazooka today that was given by the interim government. So to the people who were surrogates saying that in the days that the interim government has not achieved something, some people were against AGC that, oh, you cannot show your bazookas, oh, you cannot show your rifle. But today you saw the interim government group today showing the bazooka today. I want to thank you people so much for that. You know, It is actually true that a poor man says Guinness is bitter because he doesn't have Guinness to drink. And when a poor man have Guinness to drink, they will say Guinness is for the rich. But that, I want to say it here in a very positive way. I want to thank the people who believe in the interim government today that had a bazooka today to showcase it. That is all we want to know in this revolution. Do not say that we should not showcase what we have because you don't have. And then when you have tomorrow, you are showcasing when you were the one saying that we should not showcase. You see, this is called political science. The things that you do today can turn against you tomorrow. So for that, do not always fight. Do not always bend yourself in fighting against it because tomorrow, people might use your past fighting against you. So thank you so much for today, and that's good. I want to just modernize. That's called modernity. I want to be very equal in the way I say it. So that tomorrow, when you see things because you don't have, don't fight it because tomorrow you shall have. And then you shall do it, and then others will remind you that, oh, you were saying that we should not showcase it, but today you are showcasing. Now what's the problem? What is the difference? So also we must, as we said a few months ago, that we must stop showcasing our bases. But today you saw the same people that were fighting the agency of not showcasing the base. Today, because we now have the potential, we are showcasing our base. You see the Red Dragons that show their base, but we were against the agency people showing their base to the media. But now we have the music, dancing in the base, and I'm not against that. But that might agitate and cause people to start fighting against us. That some few months ago you were fighting against these people that were showing up their base. Now you are showing your base every day in videos and training and everything. So I mean, this is please, we should desist from that, because the thing that we are talking today, every time when I talk, I use political mannerism, because I know if I make a mistake today, they shall use it to fight against me. Example, I am talking about independence today, but yesterday I was talking about federation. People have the right to always attack me that I was talking about federation yesterday, and today I'm talking about independence. And I know anytime when somebody remind me that today I'm talking about independence, yesterday I always say that yes, you are right, because I know I'm wrong. I am wrong. I know I am wrong, and I will never argue with anyone that come and attack me that you were talking about federation yesterday and today you are talking about independence. I am always very soft when that happens. I always apologize to the people. I apologize to AGC, because when AGC was talking about self-defense, I was talking about diplomacy. I always apologize to AGC. I apologize always to Apanga. I apologize always to Ayaba, because they were telling me that when I keep talking about diplomacy, that I will understand that diplomacy will not take us to anywhere. That they did that in the past, and that did not take us to anywhere. That at last, I must come and agree with self-defense. Am I not standing in self-defense today? Why should I not apologize to AGC and to ACYL? Why should I not apologize to Ayaba and Akwanga from day one that they have been saying the same thing today and we are standing with it? Why should I not apologize? I am the one who was wrong, not them. They stand with it, they said it from day one, and they stand with it, and they said that we were doing the right thing, but they did the same thing that we were doing, and that did not help. That did not even bring decentralization. They said that the diplomacy that they did in the past did not even bring a decentralization. Today, look at all the diplomacy that we have done and finally still ended up in self-defense. Did we even achieve a decentralization? We did not even achieve La Republican decentralization. So we should understand. And today, if La Republic is even talking so hard that they will do decentralization or federation, it is because we have all agreed in self-defense. My brothers and sisters, we should understand that. La Republic is killing our brothers on the ground, and they will use every means to kill our brothers on the ground. They will disguise like us. They will disguise like AGC, disguise like the Tigers. I'm telling you today, if the Republic disguise themselves today as the Tigers and went and killed the Red Dragons, my fellow Red Dragons, do not think that they are the Tigers. I'm telling you the truth. They are La Republic to Cameroon government military that disguise themselves as the Tigers to kill the Red Dragon. And tomorrow, I'm telling you now this. If you are fighting tomorrow, they will disguise themselves now as a Red Dragon and go and kill the Tigers. And then the Tigers will be fighting that they are you, but they are not you. The same thing is happening today. They will disguise themselves as the group of the interim government, go and kill the AGC forces. In fact, they will even say the interim government send them to go and kill AGC warriors. And then today, the AGC warriors, tomorrow, they will now go and pretend that they were AGC warriors and kill the interim government warriors. And then the agency will be fighting the interim government that they send them to kill. This is the Republican intelligence. Please, my dearest brothers and sisters, I went to all my media platform. I have no one blocked. I want to apologize to the people that I blocked because I did not educate them very well. I just blocked them and go. I needed to educate them very well to understand my mannerism, to understand my own position in the struggle. The failure was on my part to educate the people. So I should have educated my brothers and sisters very well instead of blocking them. Because education is a key. We need to educate our people. When you come and stand against me, look, I did not rape any Amazonian. I have never raped an Amazonian. Today I'm telling you, they will craft some, La Republic will come with some conspiracy theories and say that the Red Dragons are moving and raping our people on the ground. And then the agency will be fighting the Red Dragons that are raping people. It's a lie. The Red Dragons cannot rape their own sisters. They're against rape. And then tomorrow they will say the agency forces are raping our sisters. They will say General Ivo of the agency is raping our people. Come on, my people. Come on. Come on. Huh? What do you mean? When you fall as a victim today, tomorrow, they will go now and tell the agency too that the Red Dragons are raping our people. And then agency will be fighting you now. That is the Republican intelligence among us. My fellow brothers and sisters, we should understand that we are so big to understand sabotage, them blackmailing and castigate. We should understand that today and move as a family. I am just begging this. We have suffered a lot. We have suffered a lot of La Republican intimidation. We have gone through a lot of pain and sorrow. We should live together as a people. We should be very united. And thank you so much for today. This has been Colonel Verla. Thank you for coming to this impromptu. I am sometimes very thrilled that I always talk for 3 hours. And I see how some people that listen to me for 3 hours. That's why I know our people believe in freedom. I want to thank all of you so much for standing and believing in this freedom. I want to thank all of you who come out and always watch later. I want to thank all of you that have been encouraging our self-defense forces on one way or the other. To the people that were texting me to support me, some people were asking me about my phone that got damaged. And I think that some people don't know. Some people have been asking why I was not able to come live in the past month. I want to show you. This mobile phone that I'm using to talk today live is my company phone. This is my private phone that I run my business with. This is my private phone again that have a lot of my company things, a lot of my financial thing, a lot of my things. This mobile phone that I'm using today runs my life. It's a phone that I use to run my cryptocurrency, my everything. So, but for the sake of Amazonia, I use it. This is my activism phone, and I want to show all of you to understand that you should practice tolerance. Practice tolerance. When your brothers and sisters come and tell you that something is wrong with them, please condole with them. Condole with them, appreciate them, and empower them. This is my phone that I use for activism. Look, it is destroyed. Look at this. Do you see? I was in the lift, somewhere in the lift. So I do some production for nightclubs and so on. So I do like production, like when you go and see, let's say a nightclub decorated, fixed and everything there, you see some crazy things, crazy drawings and so on and so forth. I do that sometimes. It's part of my experience over the nightlife and the industry. Maybe you see like movies, you see like movies, or you see like, you know, videos of the artists, let's say Rick Ross, the features and so on. And you see those things in the background, how the thing look like graphics, all those things. It is what sometimes I do that. I do a lot of things in my life. I do a lot of things. So I went in the lift, in the ceiling, very high. And then the phone was in my back pocket. It fell and it landed on the ground, on the hard ground. And then everything shattered like this. This is the screen. Look, it shattered. Do you see that? Everything shattered. This is the phone that I've been using to cause La Republic sleepless night. La Republic might have been the cause of this. This is the same phone that I've been using to cause La Republic sleepless night. It's shattered like this. Look at this. Shattered beyond repairs. So I told the people that my phone was shattered, and people were fighting me instead. I asked myself, what will I gain when I tell you that my phone is shattered? Last year when I went for a vacation, I was still able to be talking about the revolution. When I went for a vacation last year, it does not disturb me whether I'm for vacation or not. I am always doing my activism. From now till the end of September, I shall be taking multiple vacations. I shall be traveling all over the world, all around the world. I shall be traveling a lot. But soon as the phone I bought, another one is coming. When that one comes, I shall be coming live. In fact, imagine in vacation, I need to come live every 2 days. After every 2 days, I need to be live. That's what you need to expect from me. The month of August coming, I shall be live like every 2 days. I shall be coming live. For vacation, that's it. It's about the revolution. So the mobile phone I'm using now is my own private one that I use. This is the one that I use for call. I will activate the calls. This one I use for calls, right? I will activate the calls for people to be calling, which is very important. So please, to the people that have reached out to me in the message box, some people reach out to me that they want to buy me a new phone. I want to thank you so much for that. Some sincere people, some sincere Amazonians, they reach out to me to ask me what has happened to the platform. What has happened? We need to listen. We need to hear from you. And I told them sincerely and showed them this picture and said, this is my phone. It has been damaged. And they reached out to donate some money to me. Unfortunately, in this revolution, I have vowed that I will never do any phone, any Go phone. I will never do any donation. I will never accept any single coin or kobo or anything during this revolution. People have lost their legacy because they did GoFundMe. People that have lost their personal life because they did GoFundMe. I work so hard in my life, in my personal life, and succeed. Of course, that's why I'm telling Amazonian today, if we stand and work so hard for this revolution, independence is an understatement. If we all work so hard to achieve the revolution, so hard, tomorrow La Republic will even run and abandon La Republic to us. I believe in that because I myself, I am a go-getter. I believe that we can achieve it. I believe that anyone that works so hard can achieve it. So, till the end of this revolution, I have considered some time to do a GoFundMe for some particular purposes. If I want to support a family, I use my foundation. I use my foundation to support anything I want to use when I'm out of funds. And to wherever I get my funds, I don't need to announce where I get my funds. Whether I get it for myself or wherever, I don't announce it because I don't do GoFundMe for this. Because I've seen people that are great people that have lost their own legacy because they were trying to do everything possible to get us independence. Unless all of us come to understand that this revolution cannot succeed without funds. And I'm not saying that people doing funds are bad. No, we need money. I am not taking money because I have it. I have the money that I need to run this revolution from my own side. Not like I have billions. No, I have the little monies that I have to run my own platform, to run this TV, to pay the bills, to support the grounds, to support the ground, not the sticks, and whatever I need to do. I have the little that I need. So in this revolution, I will not do GoFundMe again. Because when I do GoFundMe, I cannot travel anymore. I cannot practice my CEO life. I cannot do my show business. I cannot showcase my life. To hell to that. I have worked so hard to achieve, to be able to showcase my life. I work so hard to achieve my CEO life. I work so hard to build my companies. I work so hard to invest in my crypto businesses. I work so hard to invest in my binary options, to my cryptocurrencies, to my stock businesses. I work so hard to achieve those things. And GoFundMe cannot kill my CEO life. That is very important that I tell my Amazonian this. And I want to answer one question. When I travel, went to Dubai, come back, go this way, go to Brazil, come back. Some people tell me why you post about your life in hotels. The true Amazonians before this revolution know that I have always traveled. They know that I live in hotels. They know that I own what is called homes. I buy and own them. They know that I own things that are like hotel. I own it. They know that I have something like that. They are not surprised. If I don't post it, in fact, they are surprised when they don't see me posting. They know that that is my lifestyle. And the people that know me very well, when I was a homeless 3 years ago, when I attempted to buy my first house in the United States, the bank turned me down two days close to closing my house. And I became a homeless. I became a homeless. I posted in my social media. When I was sleeping in that car, I make a selfie and the pictures in the car that I was sleeping, and I post that I'm a homeless person. Did you come and did you all sympathize? Did anyone sympathize? The people that are sleeping in the bushes today, unfortunately, no one can pray for that. They know when I was a homeless, I posted in my Facebook that I'm a homeless. It is 2 times in the United States I have been a homeless. One time I was a homeless for like 7 days. I sleep in the car. Sometimes I didn't even have where to sleep. I was sleeping in the bus station in the United States. I once slept in the bus station in the United States. Of course, yes, I did. I posted my Facebook. So it is very rational if I go in the hotel, I post it too. It is normal that that is the life. I believe in reality. This is a reality talk show. People on the ground know that we are all working abroad. You cannot tell me that you are not working while you are abroad. How will you fund the revolution when you are not working? The people who are living in bushes know that when they have some bags of rice from us, it's because we are working. That is why in the days coming, I shall preach to Amazonians on hospitality. Because I came to understand that we Africans, when we go out, we don't adapt so very easily because we don't understand what is called hospitality. I shall come live in next month. I shall preach in 1 or 2 videos about hospitality. Because most of us that goes out, we don't have professionalism. And even when we graduate from schools in Africa and go out, the Western people don't consider our certificate. Therefore, most of us start from the base. So I shall preach to Amazonians how you can do to earn a lot of money in your jobs, whether you work for restaurants, whether you work for nightclubs, restaurants or bars, or you are working for hotels. I shall preach to you how you can achieve a lot of money and gift from your guest. Because without that, you cannot fund the revolution. But when you can work so well in hospitality, something that I have done for the past 7 years, when you know how to do it very well, you shall be appreciated. You shall receive a lot of envelopes, and therefore you shall fund the revolution very bigly and fatly. What is my goal? My goal is that every Amazonian working abroad so hard should earn a lot of money to support the revolution. Because we are not going so soon to Buea. So we need to be able to fund Buea for the few months that are left. We need to fund it so bigly than ever before. But to fund it so bigly than ever before, the fundraisers need to achieve and adapt some ways to achieve a lot of money wherever they are abroad. Because our people on the ground know that we are working abroad. That's where they know that we are funding the sticks and the gravel. Those sticks and gravel are coming because we are working. And you cannot fool the people on the ground that we are not living comfortable lives abroad. We are. One of the reasons why we believe in freedom and championing freedom is because we live comfortable lives abroad. And we want our people to live such lives at home. It is very rational that you cannot lie and fool our people abroad that we are not living that life. Then you are the stupid person. Then you are the one that is uneducated. Because our people who are at home in the forest, they know that we are not sleeping under the forest. If we are sleeping under the forest, then we should be protesting wherever we are. They know that we are not. So you are the one who has the problem. The problem is you who move and start fighting other people that stop living abroad comfortably. Stop doing that. Our people abroad are living in very good health, except our refugees in Nigeria. So that is the common sense that we need to apply now. They know that I live in hotels. They know that I work for hospitalities. They know that I go to nightclubs. They know that I throw parties. They know that that's how I do in order to earn money. They know that I also throw. They know that I do that. They know that is my lifestyle. When I was in Cameroon in 2016, I threw a party in Pyramid Hotel. I mean in nightclub. I went on Pyramid nightclub, booked 4 tables, threw a party for more than 40 people over the night. This was in La Republic. I did it in 2014. I did it in 2015. I did it in 2016. That's my lifestyle, and people know that everywhere I go, I throw parties. It's not today that I started throwing parties. I do that every time, wherever I am. It is my lifestyle. But because of the struggle, I don't do it many often like I used to do before. Because if I used to throw a party 3 times a month, maybe I barely threw a party now in two months. Maybe in 3 months before I can be able to throw a party. Because now, our focus is on the ground. The money that we give on the ground is the money we sacrifice from our private lives. It is the lunch, the breakfast, the dinner, the nightclubs, the throwing of parties, the pool parties. All these things that you sacrifice, you donate to the ground force. So the people on the ground know that we are sacrificing our life that we have. It's not like they think that we are slaves abroad. They know that we ain't slaves abroad. They know it. So my people, you should all understand that. And then some people say that, I want to say this so that we can move on forward as from now henceforth. Some say that I am a fool person in the United States. Some will come and say, who gave me a visa to go to America? And then I tell them, are you jealous now that an Amazonian has become American? Maybe I'm a citizen or not a citizen. Are you jealous that an Amazonian has been given a visa to go to abroad to be able to fight against Yaoundé? So you should be able to understand that the Yaoundé people are against all Amazonians in America. If they are able to write a letter to American government to deport us, and American government reject, Do you think that they are going to be happy? They will not be happy. Last time you saw them in the media, they said that American government has cancelled Tampang Ivo's visa. But today Tampang Ivo is in the United States. How did the FBI cancel Ivo's visa and then still allow Ivo in America? That is the work of Yaoundé. They will say that who gave me a visa to come to America? Jealousy, jealousy, jealousy. That's the work of Yaoundé. Because they look at me as a villager and say, oh, this villager, he got a visa to go to America. Oh, me who is from the town, I should be the one who should go to America. But our old people have a proverb. To the cow that does not have a tail, God is the one that drives the flies from its body. Be the cowless, be the tailless cow, and God will drive the flies away from your body. I repeat, to the tailless cow, the cow that do not have a tail, God will drive the flies from its body. Be that tailless cow. You are from the village, but God has a place for you. Wherever you are, don't let it derail your life. Amazonians, people are laughing at you today. Tomorrow you shall have your independence and nothing will stop you. Amazonians, we face intimidation from Nigerian government. Tomorrow they shall have bilateral signatures with us. Tomorrow they shall need visas to visit us. Tomorrow they shall fly and land, maybe in Mark Barretta's International Airport, maybe in Ayose Sekou Tabi's International Airport, maybe in Molan Jol Litumis International Airport. Maybe they will pass in Verla Square or Verla's Roundabout or Verla's Avenue or Verla's whatever. My brothers and sisters, they will laugh at all today. But tomorrow, we shall win, and we continue to win as we are winning today. The same way when they love me like a villager, I did not look at that. That did not look at me. I did not bow down. I use that and tell them, of course, I'm from the village and Singbang is my village. Singbang is actually a village. After Singbang, there's no more any village. You are going to the bushes and farms. After Singbang village, you only go to the villages, to the bushes and farm. People from Jakiri come to Singbang village to work farm. So you understand? My place is a farm to the people from Jakiri. And Jakiri is not even a big town. You know the big town is Kumbu. Jakiri is like a small sub-town. And people from Jakiri and Kumbu come to my village to work farm. Sometimes they sleep in my father's house. In a village. So you can understand, I am a villager. So to the Yaoundé, that thing that calling me a villager will put me down. I am the proudest villager in the United States. And I have a status quo as a CEO. I established myself in the United States in a way that I can travel to any country I want. I travel to any country I want. Whether diplomatic visa or which type of visa, I got it. Thank to God, a villager can have that opportunity. Amazonians, tomorrow, you shall go anywhere you want on earth. Amazonians, we shall cut a lot of deals. Amazonians, you shall have a lot of employment that you want on earth. You shall be unstoppable. Let no one tell you that you are a villager. Let no one tell you that you have no country. Let no one laugh at you. Tomorrow they shall all be ashamed. Because today, the same Atanganji Paul that says there was no Anglophone problem, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we saw the same Atanganji Paul running in Amazonia with a peace plan. The same government that was happy when Atanganji Paul was saying there was no Anglophone problem, the same government later discovered that Atanganji Paul is a problem to them. And they give then they give Atanganji Paul a mission. Go and fix the shit that you caused. Very soon, as I'm saying, Atanganji Paul will end in prison. That's why Atanganji Paul is using every method to infiltrate our self-defense group so that we can turn and fight against our self-defense group. And Colonel Verla will not be the one to go so cheap to fight against our self-defense groups. I know that whatever might have happened, they will never do it intentionally. They will never do it intentionally. La République is a cost. So my fellow brothers and sisters, let us be very careful. Let us be very, very careful about these things. Yaoundé is not sleeping. This is your brother, a villager, talking. It is in my biography. Go to Charity Lions Worldwide. When you go to Charity Lions Worldwide, click the CEO's biography. You will see there written. It was written more than 5 years ago. That was written more than 5 years ago. I am from the village. It is in my biography. So let no one lie to you. That's why I'm always happy when people remind me of where I'm coming from. I become so happy because I see the success and the fruit of labor. Ambazonians, someone will tell you tomorrow, and you shall be happy about how we passed through this pain and sorrow. You shall be proud of your independence. You shall be proud of your freedom. You shall be very proud. Unfortunately, we have lost a lot that we cannot give up. Never give up in your life. Never ever give up. I went to University of Yaoundé 1. I was treated like a villager in University of Yaoundé 1. The Professor Beko Etienne, Dr. Beko Etienne of the Geology Department, once drove me from his office and called me a chien. Sortez-vous de ma maison. Sortez-vous de ma bureau. De bureau. Sortez-vous. Chien. Beko Etienne once called me in 2009 in IFAS. His office, his bureau is in the LIFAS, the science IFAS, in University of Yaoundé 1. He called me chien. Beko Etienne. Dr. Beko Etienne of the Geology Department. That professor that always pronounce things and say, science de la vie et de la terre, les roches ignées et les roches sédimentaires. The very same professor drove me from his office and called me chien. Another one is Fomena Etienne. That professor Fomena Etienne also. But today I'm laughing at them and saying the very same person you call a chien can employ you today. The very same person you call chien, if he cannot employ you today, tomorrow he can employ you. Ambazonians, to God be the glory. The very same people that made us as slaves, tomorrow we shall be their employer. And we will decide whether we will employ them or not. The very same people that call us as slaves, that call us as dogs, that call us as Anglophones, tomorrow for them to come to our land, they will need visas. And our consulates will decide whether they will give them visas or not. And we will decide even whether we shall have a consulate in their country or not. Because we are two Cameroon, fully divided. And now we are no more even a southern Cameroon. We are now Ambazonia, meaning that anything Cameroon do not represent us any longer. We are now Ambazonia. Even them, they now call us Ambazonia in their own country. To God be the glory. Long live Ambazonia. Short live the revolution. And short live La Republique. God bless every Ambazonian and believe in the revolution. Believe in your brothers and sisters. And the people that wanted to donate money to me to buy a new phone, don't worry, I've ordered a new phone. Take that money and feed a family on the ground. Take that money and buy some painkillers and give to the warriors. Take that money and buy some food and give to our people in the bushes. Take that money and pay part of the hospital bills of our warriors in the hospital. Take part of that money and support a family on the ground. Take that money and donate to self-defense group. Fund the Changshu soldiers. Fund my trip to Buya. Fund the agency. Fund the Tigers. Fund the Red Dragons. Take that money and fund that Changshu soldiers that started the struggle and we were fighting against them. They are the authors of self-defense and we know, and that cannot cancel. Continue pressing them while pressing other groups too. And do not use the success of any group to sabotage another group. So to all of you who wanted to donate money to help me, I got the means. I am abroad like any of you. At least I have a little money that I can buy a mobile phone. The worst come to the worst, I will buy one from China for $200. Yes, the worst come to the worst. Even those videos that you see from the ground, those videos are not sent from iPhones. They are not sent from Samsung Galaxies. They are sent from Choronkos, bought from China. So, is this about communication? It doesn't matter the mobile phone that you use. I used this phone in the past, is Motorola, to cripple La Republique. So it is not even as Apple phone like as usual. It is a Motorola that I use to cripple La Republique. So, to people who want to donate money to me to buy a very good phone, please support the people on the ground and support our self-defense forces. God bless you and long live Ambazonia. Never give up. We will not give up. We will not. God bless you and have a wonderful time and goodbye. Thank you.